Okay, we're going to get started. So as I said, basically for this portion of the course, since I am the one that's teaching it, you'll see me in full focus, okay? Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you want to communicate with me at any point during the course, I'm going to ask that you put your comments in chat unless it's some sort of emergency. But that's really the preferred way for you to communicate with me during this, just because we have so many things going on. And I want people to kind of get the best out of the experience and stuff, okay? Everybody can hear me. If you can't hear me, well, if you can't hear me, you won't hear this. But if you're having trouble hearing me, and the quality of voice is good, right? Audio's good. Okay,
Yes.
great. All right. I'm just going to put a little message in here for you guys. And is there a lot of background noise for people?
No, I don't hear background noise.
You will receive a recording. Just putting a couple things here. If you can't hear me, then. Just troubleshooting a couple things. Hold on. Yeah, what happened was, unfortunately, I found out today, well, not today, I found out a couple days ago, which is why I moved the time up, that they were going to be doing electrical repairs in my building. So that's why I moved the time up. And I was worried that, if the internet went out, we wouldn't be able to do this. So I went and stayed at a hotel. Well, I was going to do it from my house. That's why I moved it up 2 hours. Then I, got up this morning at 5 a.m. and they were already starting doing stuff. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to just go to a hotel. So that's what's going on right now. And the Wi-Fi is better in the lobby than in my room. So I just think we're going to do this. I'm going to probably maybe an hour into things, I'm going to try to find a little bit of a quieter space, but we'll just make do with this right now. I don't think there should be too much noise. I'm kind of in a little bit of a secluded area. Okay, and if you need to communicate with me at all questions, you can put those in chat.
You may have to do it on.
If you can put those in chat. If there's anything you need to tell me, just put those right in chat, and I'll be sort of periodically checking those and stuff, okay? So what I'd like to do is start off with, okay, what I do with all my courses, which is I would like to start off with setting some intentions. So I'd like you to think maybe about the next 4 hours here today, and I'd like you to maybe for you to think about some of the things that you'd like to learn. What would you like to get out of this experience? What are you hoping to learn here? What are you hoping to grow? What are you hoping to learn as being here? So why don't you just write that down, put a couple and you'll probably need some paper and pen throughout the course. So it's a great time to go grab a notebook or things like that. But go ahead and just jot down just what you're hoping to learn today. Like if you could leave here today with a few things mastered, what would they be? Okay, so go ahead and write those in. And you can write those in your sort of journal or notebook for the class. And if you want to, you can even share a couple of those too into the chat. Okay, so I'm seeing some people saying, I would like to learn the proper way to connect with my guides. I would like to, they're going by so fast. I think we all want to know who our guides are, how to communicate with them. What is their top message, deepest desire? I am hoping to understand more about who my guides are, better spirit guide, who they are. So a lot of people are wanting to know kind of who they are and feeling certain people around. Overcoming blocks, how to see, hear, and feel the guides.
You know, well,
I think
no, nothing work related.
are they're also saying better recognize their inner guidance. But a lot of people are saying that they really, really want to connect with their guides in a way where they can identify who they are and they can actually, say, they can understand who they are and stuff. Okay, that's getting more specific messages. Okay, great. So what we're going to do is, so this is good. A lot of these things are things that will be covered in the course. They are things that you will learn and that you will master. So give yourself, the one thing I will tell you is part of being here today, is to give yourself some time to really use some of these techniques, to develop these techniques, to sort of play with these things. This stuff, like anything else, takes a little bit of time, little practice. You have to kind of learn their language. You have to kind of learn the way that they communicate. You have to learn to overcome your own fears, anxieties, things like that. So give yourself just the time here today really to play, to enjoy. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to be able to actually take and leave here with, and you're going to be able to work on it after you leave this class, okay? So just know that the work doesn't stop here. You need to continue with that connection and that sort of, if that's something that you want to do, okay? All right, great. So we're gonna get started. So the first thing that I like to start with when I talk about vibration, when I talk about guides, when I talk about energy, when I talk about spirit guides, is you need to be aware of your own personal spirit and your own personal energy in order for you to be able to connect with a spirit guide, a loved one. I do this in my mediumship classes. I do this in my angel classes. It's really all the same. So in order for you to connect with the spirit world, you need to become aware of your own personal energy. And most people, because they're so busy, they've got so much going on, there's so much in their life that they're dealing with, they are, they're overwhelmed and they don't give themselves that opportunity to do that. So part of what we're going to spend the first chunk of time doing is just connecting with our own vibration and our own energy and understanding how that kind of works and how we can sort of make that connection even stronger with ourselves, because that really does connect with, that really is the first and foremost kind of thing. So obviously we know that we're all energy, we're all made up of energy, and we all have a vibration. And some of you may have heard me talk about this before, but we all do have a personal vibration that kind of goes up and down throughout the day, based on our own energy management, kind of based on our own circumstances, based on the people that we surround ourselves with, right? The foods that we eat, the choices that we make, obviously we can say that somebody who, if you're somebody that you like to meditate and you like to pray and you sort of eat clean and healthy and you're not really overwhelmed with technology, and you have some great friends, you might be somebody that really has a high vibration. And then somebody who maybe is, sorry, I want to try to turn that off. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that sound is. My computer just dinged. I don't know what that is. When you guys are working on an exercise, I'll try to figure out what that is. That just came from my computer, but I don't know what that is. So anyways, that's, I was like, okay. So anyways, versus if you are somebody that, you obviously you can think about even two different people in your life. I'm sure you're aware of sort of different vibrations and different energies with people. And that is important for spiritual communication, and we'll talk about why in a second. But, why do you want to expand your energy vibration? Well, to just kind of put it bluntly, the higher, the purer, the lighter your energy vibration frequency is resonating, it's going to allow you to attract that vibration at the spiritual realm, okay? All of this really primarily is based on, when we think about it, the law of attraction. And so like energy attracts like energy. And you will have the capacity to attract guides that you can better communicate with and that you can really work on that spiritual connection with, okay? When we think about things, right? When you think about that, has anybody ever read the work of David Hawkins? Does anybody know who that is, David Hawkins? Anybody ever read any of his books, David Hawkins? He's written The Level of Consciousness. He's written Power versus Force. He's written the book Letting Go, Healing and Recovery. Does anybody know him? So, okay, so Hawkins, yeah, Hawkins, Hawkins. Okay, so if you study some of his work, right, he basically says with energy levels of consciousness that every emotion, every person, everything, things like that, there's a scale of 1 to 1,000, okay? And if you think about things like kinesiology, like muscle testing, he actually kind of measures, okay, the response in the body to different emotions. So, for example, shame or guilt, it would be on the lower spectrum. I think he has it like a 20 or a 30. Grief might be at a 50 or 60. Fear might be at a 75. Anger might be at 125. You're so on and so on and so on. Courage comes in at 200. Willingness comes in at 300. Acceptance comes in at 350. Love comes in at 400. Joy at 500. 600 is enlightenment. Actually, I think enlightenment comes in at 700 and above. So the further the scale you go, the more you are attracting the energy frequency, whether this comes from, a human realm, a spiritual realm, these energy levels are what you're attracting, okay? So basically, a person who calibrates at a 200 or 300 level or counterbalance, what I want to say is, the higher you can build your energy frequency level, the more beneficial you become to the world. So, for example, somebody who calibrates at the 300 or 400 level, let's just say, will balance off for 900 or 100,000 individuals who calibrate at the lower level of 200. So basically, your energy is a very significant contributor to the universe, and particularly yours too. We all do have this vibration. And if you think about it, one other sort of understanding that I want to give you is we all know about our chakras, right? Now, this is not a course in chakras, so we're not going to spend, a lot of time talking about our chakras, but most of you probably have heard that term before. Most of you probably know that our energy points are within our energy points are in our chakras, and that holds our energy. So you have to think about during the day as you make choices, from when you get out of bed in the morning to when you go to bed at night. Your spirit is really making some choices here. Your spirit is really making some decisions here. Your spirit is really deciding decisions that you want to make. It's making choices, and this energy of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth really is important. Okay, it really is kind of it's kind of an important part of how your energy works through the universe. Okay, so and basically when you think about it, every exchange, I've talked about this many times in my classes. If you've taken a class with me, you've probably heard it. But basically, you get up in the morning and you play the stock market with your energy. And you make some good investments, hopefully, and you make some maybe not some good investments. Now, just like playing the stock market in your portfolio, it's okay to have one or two investments that aren't that great, as long as you've got a few that are great, right? Because they will balance those out. So it's okay to have some energy investment into your mother that has Alzheimer's and is draining on you, as long as you've got some other things in your life that are energy positive. You do a yoga class, you have a great relationship with your daughter, you have some great friends, and one real positive investment could make up for 3 or 4 negative ones. It's when you start compounding all these negative investments of energy into, and that's when it starts to get into the fact where it really does lower your vibration. And you're not going to resonate at the level where you communicate with spirit. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's not really fair, because when I'm in those lower levels, when I'm in that really bad place, that's when I need spirit. That's when I need a spirit guide. That's when I need help. It's like Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. That's when I need that connection. What I would say to you is that while that is true, this is what is going on at the metaphysical level. Okay, so we can't, it's just like, somebody who has stage 4 cancer in 4 parts of their body needs a doctor, but there might not be a lot a doctor can do for that person, right? So if you are metaphysically in the place where your energy is so low, your spirit guides, it's not that they don't want to. It's not like they're saying, oh my God, she's crazy, we want nothing to do with her. It's not. But metaphysically, okay, by the physics of the universe, by the physics of the spiritual world, they cannot get to you. They cannot reach you, because you do have to energetically be at a certain place to receive that guidance, okay? So, and these are just all things. Remember, it's an overall composition. So that doesn't mean, that, you can definitely, you can work on this, and you can really grow and expand. And again, this is a practice. So the higher, you know what? We all have those days and moments where we dip into we dip down, right? And we think, oh my God, I'm just I'm in a bad place. That's okay. The moral is to try to get into that better place. Now we're going to do a partner exercise, and I want to let you know how partner exercises are going to work. Partner exercises, when we do partner exercises, I will be putting you into breakout rooms. Your breakout rooms will have between 2 and 4 people, okay? Sometimes the breakout rooms do not work for some reason. It's just sort of a little bit of basically what happens is I split you into rooms, but some people end up not getting into a room for whatever reason. So what I've decided is the following. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms with partners, but for every exercise I give you, if it is possible, I will give you a solo way to do it. So my preference is that you do it partner related, okay? But if you get into a room and there's nobody there, because sometimes what happens is some people don't want to be in a partner room for whatever reason. They don't click the button. They may be on a type of computer that doesn't have the capabilities to switch them in there. So what I'm going to do is, so what I will do is I will give you a solo exercise and I will give you a single exercise. I'm sorry, solo exercise and a partner exercise. And then you can decide if you get in the group and there's a couple people, it's better to do the way the partner is, okay? So, and then we'll also just have some solo exercises where we won't go into partner rooms, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Is everybody happy? Are you in a good mood? Are you tired? Are some of you tired? Okay, so, okay, some people are awake, great. Some people are happy and tired, okay, good. So, well, we're moving towards on the West Coast, the 9 o'clock hour. So hopefully you're getting some coffee in you and you're doing well. So do appreciate your flexibility with that. We always try to, but I thought, oh my God, if the power goes down in the building, we're going to have 200 people. Somebody's in the UK. Okay, lovely. So, okay. So I'm going to put you into partner exercises. This is partner, and if you took my course yesterday, we did this exercise. So I know a couple people are from my course, but you can practice again. So we're going to do this exercise. It's called I Love My Spirit Because. You're going to go into partners, and when you get into partners, what you're going to do is you're going to, every partner will go for a minute. So there may be 3 of you in the group, there may be 2, there may be 4, I don't know, it depends how it's split you up, it might be 5. So I'm going to put you in. So every person is going to go once and try to keep it to a minute, and everybody's going to do I love my spirit because. And what you're going to do is for a minute, you're going to say, I love my spirit because, I love my spirit because, I love my spirit because. And you're going to say why you do. So you would say, so if I was doing it, I would say, I love my spirit because of my uncle. I love my spirit because I love my work. I love my spirit because I enjoy writing. I love my spirit because I'm caring. I love my spirit because I'm creative. I love my spirit because, so you're actually going to be sort of, you get to stroke your own ego for a minute. And so you get to say everything about you that's fabulous, okay? So I love my spirit because I'm a mother. Now, when you go into the room, that's a good question. Obviously, you'll have to talk. I believe it will unmute you. I believe it will. It usually does just automatically unmute you. Of course, if not, just turn on your microphone when you get into the room, okay? Now, if you get into a room and there's nobody there, and you're only in there by yourself, that's okay. What I would like you to do is just personally journal for a minute or 2 about why you love yourself, okay? So we're going to do this. This is a vibrational enhancer exercise. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes because there will be some groups that have 4. There will be some groups that have 2. So if you're a group with 1 or 2, you could maybe just go a little longer or something like that. Okay, putting you in the breakout rooms. See you soon.
We can just let it be background noise for a while. You know, I really like him as far as if you keep yourself muted. Keep your video off.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes, this is Claudia.
Claudia, can you hear Caroline?
I
So
hear
as
you.
I said, if for some reason your breakout room didn't work, just do that solo, and you can just write for a minute or two about some of the things that you do love about yourself. If not, you'll do it with your partners, and they'll listen while you say it out loud, which is even better.
Can anyone hear me? It's Caroline.
Caroline, this is Claudia.
Claudia, do you want to speak first and tell me?
Yeah, unfortunately, I lost the connection on my computer, so I dialed in on phone and I missed part of what he was telling us to do. But I think it was, why don't you go first and then I'll follow your lead.
Okay, so it's basically a celebration of our own personal spirit. So I love my spirit because I'm warm and giving. I love being with people. I love trying to interact as effectively as possible with people. I feel very much at this moment in my life like I'm in a service position in my life. And so I'm very happy, particularly to interact with people at the highest possible level. You give it.
Wonderful.
Okay, good.
That's great. That's great. Okay, yeah, I love my spirit because I find that, especially as I've gotten older, I've really learned to pay more attention to what's important and turn away the negativity to try to be more positive around everyone, even those who aren't positive. And I love that I love the evolution that has taken place over the last, say, 10 to 15 years in how my spirit reacts and tries to project itself.
Nice, nice. Going further, I love my spirit because I'm willing to be braver than I've ever been in my life. I'm willing to extend my life into miracles and unexpected areas. And I'm willing to let spirit guide me wherever it wants to guide me.
That's wonderful. Okay, good. Yes, I find that I love the way my spirit has taken my life in a direction that has given me the opportunities that I have now to really be more involved with helping others and being
Just to
more.
let you guys know that you will be in the breakout rooms for another minute. We are about to close the rooms, so start to wrap that up as best as you can.
That's Claudia, that's great. Where are you anyway?
I'm in Florida. Where are you?
I'm in New York, so that's great. That also makes me connect to you more. I don't know why, it's sort of silly, but it feels good.
Great. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think we sounds like we're in a similar place as far as spiritually goes. So that's nice to know. And I do think that that's what happens is we seem to attract more people who are like us as we get better and better at feeling it.
I think that's right too. And I like the idea of trust, and I like the idea of partnership, because I think we're all a bit fearful about stuff that we don't know, but I think that there's a lot of good stuff to be found in the unknown.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad you're fearless. That works out well.
Here he comes. I hope you get your screen back. I know. Technology.
My spirit because it loves. I still can't get in on my computer, so I'm going to stay on the phone.
Oh,
Okay, everybody's back. Could everybody let me know, again, I thought it was important to kind of have the Wi-Fi better quality. Is everybody feeling the background noise, because there were a couple people walking by and stuff, is that distracting people too much? Okay. I know it's a little annoying. I will try to find another place when we have a little bit of a longer break. So just make do with it for another maybe half an hour, because there's a longer exercise. The breakout rooms, as I said, Zoom tells us when we sign up for Zoom, they don't have it all perfectly worked out yet. So it's like one of those features where it's like an extra feature. That's why there are going to be times when for some reason they don't work. That's why I do give you the solo exercises. Some people were talking amongst themselves in the main group, which is fine too. So anyways, that was a vibrational enhancer exercise. And most people will feel as part of that, a lot of people will feel, okay, why? Okay, so for some reason we now are seeing, does somebody else see that? Okay. Do you guys see that? Okay, I don't know why somebody's email just popped up. Okay, so I just want to, yeah. All right, now it's back to normal, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the other thing is just to let you guys know, never click the share screen button. Never do that, okay? Because all it will do is share your screen, and there's no reason we ever need you to share your screen. So we don't want to see your porn collection. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, anyways, we're going to keep going here. So that's a vibrational enhancer exercise. So I want to talk a little bit more about vibration, then we're going to move into the next topic. Some people might be saying, why are we talking so much about vibration when it's a spirit guide class? This is, as you can think about, this is like the stretching and the sort of working on your body and mind and spirit before you run the big race, right? Spirits all around us, they want to connect with us, but you do need to be in that realm, in that higher realm, to connect. Remember, we all have varying degrees of natural psychic ability. We all have varying degrees of the ability to sustain this question. So it takes some practice to really work at this, and you'll see that. Okay. I want to say also too. Think about things. Everything has an energy, like I said, when you think about that David Hawkins scoring system, which is quite fascinating. You should read more of his stuff. But when you think about it, everything does have that property of sort of raising your vibration and allowing you to connect with spirit, or lowering you. So each choice you make originates from either love or fear. And every decision we make, you're moving towards one or the other when you think about it. So the more you keep your vibration high, the more you choose love, the more open you'll be to receive these messages from spirit guides. How to raise your vibration, how to attract spirit, how to keep it in there. One of the things is I'll tell you, and these are going to apply for particularly today also. How to raise your vibration, how to stay in that better place. I'm going to talk about some practical things and then some more lifestyle things. So one thing is try as much as possible to embrace love, light, joy, gratitude. Try to cultivate that type of energy around you, okay? Really try to bring forward that energy of positivity in your life. Love, light, joy. Sometimes it's hard, we all run into things where we think, we don't really like something, or we think something is kind of negative or things like that. Really, do the best that you can to choose that loving attitude. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's more challenging than others, and we all sort of make mistakes. But as much as you can, try to choose that attitude. The second thing I would say is, especially today, really be open to whatever happens, okay? Kind of trust whatever happens. Whatever's meant to be will be. Trust your experience here today. Be open-minded. So don't come in with a specific idea that you want to hear from a certain person, or you've got to get a certain... Be just kind of open for right now. Keeping an open mind will allow you to see the whole experience, and it's a very vibrationally enhancing attitude to have. Release your expectations. I find that expectations, belief systems like that, they tend to block energy, okay? The other thing is also, regularly kind of do some mental mind cleanup organization in your mind, okay? What I mean by this is, we all have little things that pop in our day, anxiety, sadness, things like that. Do a little cleanup there, do a little maintaining up there, and really try to understand, where that, try to release some of that stuff, okay? What are some things you can do in your day to, raise your vibration? So what can you do? There's different things you can do. Some of them are lifestyle choices. So for example, something as practical as staying hydrated, okay? Something as practical as getting your body moving. Something as practical as having those moments throughout the day where you can raise your vibration through a meditation, through a nice walk, things like that. Get your blood pumping. Practice acts of kindness. Those things can be really good. So all those things are really, really important. And all of those things will exude a positive energy in your life, and they'll exude a happiness in your life, and they'll exude a peacefulness in your life, and they'll exude an act of, there'll be an act of kindness. One thing I started doing this about a year ago, and it is highly vibrational enhancing if you can do it. Honestly, I'm going to tell you, it's better for me, it's better than meditation. I mean, it actually is the amount of an increase that I feel immediately. But I've truly started to do, and I'm very consistent about it, I've started to do random acts of kindness every day, whether it be buying a coffee for somebody in front of me. It doesn't always have to be through money, whether it be sending an email to somebody that I haven't talked to in a while and telling them the impact that they made on my life. I just yesterday emailed my 4th grade teacher. Just wanted to, acknowledge her. So you can do things, you will feel your vibration. The other thing is also do an energy check. Do an energy check. Really check your energy on a regular basis in terms of how you're feeling, in terms of how you, and be aware of that. You want to really check in with your own energy. And if you feel like it's dipping, pay attention to that. Pay attention to, that and say, okay, my energy's dipping. I got to do something to raise it. Okay. So here's what we're going to do now. And then we're going to kind of wrap up on energy and our vibration. And we're going to do one more vibration enhancing exercise. So I'm going to give you a bunch of ideas of things you can do to raise your vibration fast, okay? So I already gave you some drink water, hydrate, have a dance party, get up and dance, eat raw stuff, things that are raw, tend to take an Epsom bath salt, meditate, find yourself a little bit of earth, like on the outdoors, okay? Go out, take your shoes off and ground yourself, okay? Say no to something that drains your energy. Cancel something that is gonna drain you. Have a tech detox. Have a random acts of kindness. Text a loved one that you love and tell them why you appreciate them. Take some deep breaths. Read a high vibration spiritual book. These are all things that you can do. Go and give somebody a hug. So you've got 5 minutes. I want you to do one of those things right now. So do a vibration raising exercise right now. You've got 5 minutes. Go do it. Yeah, I don't know about taking a salt bath right now, but Give you a couple more minutes. Go enjoy that vibration raising exercise, and then come back.
Well,
What are you feeding her? Formula. Is it fresh? It's from a powder. Why wouldn't it be fresh? Do you think I'd be a dancer in a strip club? I know anything about me. I know lots of moms that dance. Happy. Who's this?
Okay, we're back. Give me 1 second, because for some reason my notes are not. No idea why, but for some reason my notes are not. All of a sudden they disappeared. Hold on 1 second, guys. I have no idea why, but I went into my. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. I think I found them. I'm like, hello. Okay, that was weird. I have no idea what that happened. I went into a document and my notes were gone and there was a picture of an elephant. So, all righty. It's one of those days. So, I've got my notes. So hold on 1 second, guys. I just got to go back to where I am. So we're coming back now. Did I unmute myself? Okay. Okay, here we go. So we want to move into talking about connecting with spirit and our spirit guides. And one of the things that I'd like to talk about is I want you to think about the attitude and the disposition by which you're approaching communicating with your spirit guides. And this is important, okay? A lot of times people's fear and belief systems and anxieties and things like that will affect their ability to communicate with that spiritual realm, okay? So for example, I want you to think about how you are connecting with spirit, how you are receiving guidance from spirit. And I want you to really work on this in a way and really think about this. So maybe in the past, maybe you've gone to meetings, maybe you've done your own meditations or things like that. And I really want you to think about how are you looking at and approaching this, okay? So one thing is make sure that you're not asking to be fixed or the world to be changed, or you're asking for, not that you're not asking for big things, but that you're not asking for your guides to do all the work for you, okay? You're approaching the spirit world in a way also where Your standpoint is not that you're bad or that you're broken or that you're a loser or anything like that, but that you truly are a child of God and of the universe. So this implies and makes us realize that this is a relationship that begins, your relationship with your spirit guides should start with the understanding that they want to help you and they love you, okay? You do not need to prove yourself to spirit, okay? You do not need to convince spirit that you're worthy, okay? Spirit is spirit. Spirit wants to help you. Spirit is here for you. Spirit loves you. Spirit wants to embrace you. So just start it from that disposition. Some people do spiritual communication or with their spirit guides and they feel like they're so far away and so much better than them that they can never possibly connect with them, or they would, don't look at it that way. Realize that this is really a partnership and these people really want to connect with you. Also, go into it with the attitude that your thoughts are creating an experience here, okay? As the great Louise Hay says, our thoughts manifest our destiny. And if you change your thoughts, you can really bring yourself into a more positive mind. I don't know who is unmuting themselves, but stop doing it. Do not unmute yourself, okay? You acknowledge that you deserve also inner peace. Really that should be your primary thing. And remember also when you're connecting with spirit, don't make the focus getting things. Don't make the focus receiving things. Don't make the focus, I want a new house. How am I going to get a new house? I want my child to, get into Barnard. How are they going to get into Barnard? Don't make that the focus. And make the focus continuing that conversation, doing that healing, doing that spiritual work. That's what's really going to help you. Okay. And remember also too that you're allowed in this spiritual realm to also have you're also allowed to be human here. You're allowed to be a human. You're allowed to be not perfect sometimes. You're allowed to make mistakes sometimes. So I want you to know, just kind of, okay, now we've got singing, so we might have to definitely move this. I actually am going to move this. Actually, this is good. So just give me 2 minutes, and then we've got an exercise, and when you're on the exercise, I'm going to move. So I want to tell you guys also too, actually that's very distracting. So I'm actually going to move now. I'm going to give you guys a 2-minute break. So just if you need to use the restroom or anything, we'll add a couple minutes at the end. I'm going to move right now because there's a quieter place I'm going to go to. So just stay put, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes, okay? Because that's very distracting. We've got rap music now. Okay, it's the little things in life. Oh, good. Okay, yay. So this is better. So we've got, we're in the business center now. We love Erica Badu, but we didn't need her in the background. Okay, it was like all of a sudden that came up. All right, moving right along. Moving right along. So as I was saying, you are human and you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to. One of my spiritual teachers, Carolyn Mace, said once, you know, some people are so spiritual that they're not worth anything on earth. But the goal is, remember, so the goal is to not release your humanness. You know, the goal is to not try to be a perfect person, right? You know, spirit wants to work with you. They want to help you. They want you to grow. They want you to learn. They want you to evolve. They don't necessarily want you to, you know, forget about all that. And, you know, so in meeting and building a relationship with your guides, you know, you have to know that, you know, you're allowed to make mistakes sometimes, and that you are going to make mistakes. Okay. You're not going to be perfect. Okay. And just like you may, you know, just like, you know, so just because you have this newfound connection with your guides doesn't mean all of a sudden that you're going to start, you know, everything in your life is going to be perfect now. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. So, hold on one second. Okay. So, okay, hold on one second. And, you know, the other thing is what I want to share with you also, and this is an exercise I do with everybody. If you can receive guidance and if your desire, most people here today are here because they want to receive guidance and validation and messages from their guides. I'd say most of you are probably here for that reason, right? So what if I told you that you can receive information and guidance that is for other people? Wouldn't that make you feel that you probably could do it for yourself? If you can connect with somebody else's energy and pick up things about them or feel things about them or sense things about them, you probably can do it for yourself, right? So we're going to do an exercise now that's going to be very scary for some people and very easy for some people, and you might freak out. You might have no idea what you're doing. You might think that you're making it up. I'm going to put you into partners. Now, this is an exercise that is going to be difficult if you don't get into the breakout rooms and there's nobody there. So just do your best, but we're going to put you into breakout rooms. I'm going to give you a total of about 6 minutes, which means each person will have about 3 minutes. Well, actually, some of you are actually going to be, there's going to be groups of 4. So I'm going to give you a total, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes, okay? You can split it up as you see fit. Try to get through a few people depending on how many people are in the group. But basically what is going to happen is for a couple minutes, you are going to say, when you get into the breakout room, everything you sense and feel about the person who's in the breakout room with you, okay? Whatever comes to your mind, whatever impressions you get, whatever thoughts you get, whatever images, you are not going to censor. You're not going to censor. You're going to really just allow whatever comes into your mind. I don't want you to think about it like you're doing like a psychic reading or you're giving messages, or I don't want you to even think about that. I just want you to go into the breakout room and tell the person that you're with everything that kind of comes to your mind about the person, okay? And the person who is sitting there is not going to say anything. And then when you're done in about 2 minutes, they will validate what things they understood and what things they made sense with, okay? So play around with that. Does everybody kind of understand the exercise? Does that make sense to everybody? Does anybody not understand the exercise? So it's almost like you're doing a little bit of a reading, but I don't want to call it that. It's not that. We're just seeing if you can pick up somebody else's energy a little bit. It's really just, again, we're just playing. We're just having fun. So I don't want anybody to get into anything, so I'm going to put you into a breakout room. There may be 3 people in the room. There may be 5 people in the room. I'm going to actually try to do the rooms a little bit with a little bit less people in them. And again, it might just be voice. I'm going to put you into the rooms now. Opening the rooms, going to give you 10 minutes to just do this. You can change partners. If there's 3 of you, each of you can go. I'm giving you 10 minutes, okay? And then we'll talk about it.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi, it's Caroline. Who's that?
Hi, my name is Beth.
Beth, good. Do you want to jump in first?
Oh, sure. Okay. I get like a coastline where there's an ocean and like hills going up to the ocean. Lots of green. Well, that's about all I'm getting.
Good. Let's see if I can find anything. I get teaching, I get a very cozy room, I get old books, I get a couch, I get chintz, I get pillows, I get some sort of animal. I too think I smell water, although I don't know that it's the ocean, but there's a smell that water has for me.
Uh-huh.
I get a window pot of flowers, of yellow flowers. I get teaching.
Wow.
That's what I'm getting.
Wow, you're really good.
Well, I don't know, but I am in New York, and I am obviously next to the Atlantic Ocean. But don't think Manhattan has too many hills on it.
No, I was thinking more like the Irish coast or something like that.
Oh gosh, wouldn't that be divine?
Wouldn't that be lovely?
I know.
I am in my cozy room, and I've got my dog at my door trying to get in, and lots of pillows and all that kind of stuff. So you're really good.
Where are you located?
I'm in Maryland.
Oh, nice. Oh, are you in coastal Maryland or in country Maryland?
No, in country, like right outside of Washington, D.C.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, my big issue with this whole thing is really trusting that I'm not, quote, making it up. So I think this exercise is kind of cool for that reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say you were definitely not making it up.
But it's funny because when you're on your own or with somebody and they're telling you a story and then you get impressions of stuff, I feel like either it's not my business to say anything or I tiptoe so minutely. You know what I mean? I don't know. I need either more confidence, or someone wrote on the chat, remove your ego from it. But I don't know.
Right. Well, I think a lot of practice. I've been told a lot of practice so that you'll know the information will have a different feeling than just your thoughts kind of thing, I've heard.
Oh, that's a very, yeah. I've used I certainly feel like I have an awareness of guides, and I certainly feel like I've even done things like say, I literally cannot find the car keys. I literally cannot find this book that I need urgently, and actually have had it show up.
Wow, that's
So
impressive.
I feel like really mundane things can occur, and that's my signal that first of all it exists, and second of all that you can go further or something. That's
Right.
kind of what I'm. That's kind of why I signed up for this, because I sort of believe like yes, there's definitely something. I just need to trust it more, I guess, is it.
Right, right, absolutely. Well, that's fantastic.
Have you had people? Have you received messages? You're pretty sure that you know who they are, or what's happening?
No, I'm just dabbling. I'm just starting this, and I've done when you visualize your guides are coming to you and you try to figure out who they are. I've had I think I actually can see my guides, but I don't hear messages, if that makes any sense.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. See, that's funny because I don't necessarily want to see anyone. I just want to have sort of that audio sentient kind of feeling that I'm understanding. And that's why what you said about how the quality of receiving has a
Got a
different.
couple more minutes.
I love the idea that the quality of the difference of receiving versus making up our imagination is a really interesting idea to me. That's really good.
Yeah.
So you literally saw a spirit?
No, not in my imagination mind.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I saw a couple walking towards me, and I'm like, well, their guides are supposed to be individual, but this was like a young couple, 20-something couple. And then I was told by somebody who actually has really good intuition that my guides were my twin brother and sister that had passed before they were born, if that makes any sense.
Oh my
That's
God.
it's my brother and my sister. They're my guides.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh my gosh, that makes sense and is wonderful and special. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot, especially when you think you can therefore connect and call them up.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I wonder though if the converse to what he says is true though, that if your frequencies are low and kind of stuck, whether some of the information you get is kind of low and stuck and dare I say bad or mischievous or incorrect or skewed. You know what I mean? I'm always curious about the flip side of but maybe with frequency it's just not possible. Those can't get at you. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I hope he says something about that because that's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a moment on the chat or whatever, I certainly sort of want to ask. But I think the ideas of exercise that tune you in more truthfully to something you can trust will probably help get rid of that feeling. Because I think that's part of my anxiety about what I'm doing.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I think that's born more of that. But well, good. Well, I mean, it's fascinating.
Yeah, it was wonderful talking to you.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, let's see you later.
Yes, you too.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm in breakout room 24. This is Sherry.
Oh, Sherry. Hi, it's Caroline. I have no idea what breakout I'm in, but I was just talking to another lady in Maryland, so I thought
my gosh.
just the two of us, so I didn't know. Have you done
I had to phone in. I couldn't get my computer unmuted.
Oh, dear. Oh, gosh. Well, have you tried the exercise?
I haven't done anything yet. Oh, my gosh. Oh, now it's going to the main session. Okay.
Well, don't worry. Stay connected, and you'll tune into the next exercise.
I'll just tune it and put it on speaker. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I got you. Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, you-
All right, here we are. So, did you see how easy that was? Did some people just sort of, so the point of that really is to say, well, if you can connect with some stranger that you just met over the phone, of course you can connect with your own guides. I mean, you know, there's something going on here, right? So, you know, so that's basically how that works. What is a spirit guide? Gives spiritual guidance, right? So what is spiritual guidance? What would we say spiritual guidance is? Okay. So I have a definition for you that can kind of help you frame this. Spiritual guidance is the ability to be directed by your spirit guides consciously in a soul-to-soul manner. Spiritual guidance is the ability to listen to and be guided and directed by your spirit guides consciously in a soul-to-soul manner. Okay? So spiritual guidance, let's go through that and unpack it this time. Spiritual guidance is the ability to listen to. And when we say listen to, we don't always mean through our ears, okay? When we say see, we don't always mean seeing with our eyes in the spiritual world. Sometimes seeing can be in our mind eyes. Sometimes listen may be more energetically, but listen means pay attention to. And be directed by, which means that your spirit guides can guide you and direct you, okay? They can direct you. I can also direct you, right? That doesn't mean you're going to listen to me, okay? I could say to you, do this. I could say to you, this is good to do this. But doesn't mean you're going to listen. So it's a direction. It's not mandated by your spirit guides consciously, another important thing, which means you're aware of it, you remember it, in a soul-to-soul manner. So that means that you're really connecting at an energetic with the soul of your spirit guides, okay? One of the things that I want to share with you that's going to be very important as we get into the communication thing, and this is a good time to remind you of this, is that you are going to want to keep notes about this experience, and you're going to want to keep a journal about this experience. So whether you do this with pen and paper, whether you do this just in a quiet sort of mindset type of way, you know, on your computer, where you do it, whatever it is, but anything that comes through, you know, with your guides, is going to be a great way to connect with them and write it down, document your experience. Okay. And these are, so, you know, so also journaling tends to be a great way, inspired writing. I think the reason the writing is important is it really takes it out of this mindset that you're in. and it really shows your mind something's happened here, okay? Sometimes with writing or journaling or inspired writing, people get a little frustrated because the messages maybe don't make as much sense, or they might be kind of confusing. Allow this documenting of your experiences, your journaling, things like that. Allow this to just be what it is, and take your ego out of it, okay? You know, and consider that basically this is your way of honoring your guides. You know, your guides have decided to talk to you, they've connected you, they've given you messages. Honor that by writing them down and keeping track of them.
Could you ask Rosemary to turn off her mic?
The other thing that we're going that I want you to do or focus on, and we'll do this today, really focus on the visual aspect of meeting your guides. So when you connect with your guides or you speak with your guides or things like that, really ask them to be really a part of your energy in a visual way, okay? Ask to see them in your mind's eye. Ask to see signs and symbols, things like that. Remember all that stuff too that we talked about. When you start to connect with your guides, you know, feel free to, once you start to feel a guide more, just like any relationship, start to get to know them better, okay? One of the things that we can do is you can ask them questions, okay? A great thing to do first before you're asking them for tons of guidance about you is to ask them some things, and we'll do this in a little bit. Why have we come together? How can you help me? How can I help you? What is the best way to communicate? When would you like to connect with me? Tell me about yourself. Are you somebody that I knew in this physical world before? Okay. This is really going to be a way for you to connect with this guide in a deeper way. Okay. There's going to be that window of communication that was never there before. Okay, so before you get into, when am I getting this? When am I doing this? How come I'm doing this? Why does this person? Let's just get to know the guy first, okay, before we start going and asking a million questions, okay? Let's get to know this guy. As you do it, as you connect with your guides, and it really needs to be something that becomes part of your day. I know that's hard. I know it seems unnatural at first, but it really does. It really does. Just like you talk to your therapist once a week, just like you talk to, you know, you go to your personal trainer, you go and get your hair cut, you do all those things. You need to make some time for your guides. It needs to be viewed as a relationship. You will start to look forward to it. You'll start to have the same sense of anticipation if you were going to be meeting a great friend for lunch. One of the things that I have done that actually, it sounds strange, but I've started to do it about 3 years ago, and it changed my whole relationship with my guides. I started to put it in my date book. I started to put couple times a week. Now, that doesn't mean in the morning, if I've got an extra 15 minutes, I'm not going to do a meditation to connect with a guide, but I actually started to, and I tried to as much as possible, to make it the same day same time and day every week. So mine are usually Sunday evening, and I'll usually do one on Friday afternoon, early afternoon. And Sunday to kind of start. I can't get to Sunday, I'll do it Monday. But you'll start to develop, it start to become just like anything else. When you have questions, you'll start going to spiritual guidance rather than external things, okay? You'll start to understand yourself. You'll start to see, oh, I see why this is the way it is. You'll start to understand your fears, okay? You'll be less lonely. Okay, you'll start to actually, as you develop this relationship with your spirit guides, you'll start to see a new meaning in your life. You'll stop defining your life so much by money and dollars and this, and I need this, and I thought I have this. And you'll start defining it more by spiritual growth. You'll definitely start to understand your soul purpose more. You'll start to bypass jobs, relationships, people that are not serving you. So all these things are simply available to you really just by saying yes. I want a spiritual relationship with my guides. What is the biggest block to communicating with our spirit guides? The biggest block to communicating with our spirit guides is our ego. Building this relationship, remember, is with your spirit guides is easy. It's available. These people want to help you. The ego, though, is right at the door, always there to say, don't trust this. Don't listen to anything except me. And it does this because the ego is threatened by our relationship with our spirit guides. A fear-based ego keeps us distracted and focused on the physical world. Now, to a certain extent, we do need our ego. It does serve a purpose because if we didn't have an ego, we wouldn't eat. If we didn't have an ego, we wouldn't do any of the things that make us human. So the ego really does drive that physical car that we're in, okay? And keeps us focused on the physical world, okay? So what you'll notice is that your ego will come up with all sorts of different ways to prevent you from building a relationship with your guides. So you are going to need to be focused, intentional, and consistent and aware of these distractions, okay? This happens all the time. It will come up. Oh my God, I'm tired. I can't connect with my spirit guides. Okay. Oh my God, I don't have time to connect with my spirit guides. I got to pick up the kids. I can't connect with my spirit guides. I don't feel spirit. I'm scared of connecting with spirit. Well, I don't know if I'm just making this up in my head or not, or I'm imagining things. It's too confusing. Like, is that my spirit guide or is that me making all these things that you start playing over in your head? Okay. You'll start to feel that. Those messages that you're having, that's just your imagination, okay? That's not really your intuition, that's your imagination. Well, that's just wishful thinking. That's not anything special about a spirit guide. Oh, you heard that obscure, random song that you never hear 3 times in a row? That's just a coincidence. So your ego will also try to insert itself in this communication process and try to get you to hear it instead of hearing your spirit guides. The problem is that your ego can be loud and the spiritual guidance can be quiet, okay? So what I say is pay attention to the way that you're receiving communication. Messages from spirit kind of come in, they kind of float on in. They're soft, they're kind of gentle. The ego will tend to kind of jump right in right away. Remember also your guidance from your guides is always going to be spoken with love, kindness, compassion. It will not direct you or manage you out of fear, okay? Now, this is not to say that your spiritual guides are not going to make you do something that pushes your limits, make you do something that makes you nervous. But they're not going to encourage you to carry a grudge, to lash out, to attack somebody. Remember also, too, that tone of that guidance will be a little bit different. When you pay close attention to messages from spirit, you usually recognize that the tone ends up being a little different from yours, maybe a little bit more formal. Maybe it sounds like a person from another time or country. You might get words or impressions or messages that you don't really understand, right? Okay. Guidance is always direct. It's always clear. It's always crystal clear. It's always judgment free. It will give you new thoughts and new perspectives. So very often, if you are truly connecting with a spirit guide, you'll see something in a different way. You'll see something in it. You'll have a different imprint of things. It won't just be sort of the same information over and over and over and over and over. Okay. Hold on, guys. So what are the types of messages that you can receive? What are the types? How can a guide help? Oh, can I just ask first up, anybody with questions so far? Let's take a few minutes for questions. Questions. What does it sound like? Does it sound like actual voices? It could. It doesn't always have to. It definitely could be more of a gut instinct or an intuition. Yes, it can be. I was told I have 3 spirit guides and one was a 13-year-old girl that keeps me young. Could be. I'm not sure. We're going to meet your guides today, so you may meet some of them. Do you think spirit is synonymous with God? Well, what I would say is, all spirit guides are connected with source. All spirit guides come from spirit. They come from source. The way I conceptualize source or God is like a really intense energy force that flows through everything. Okay, so it's less of a person and it's really more of an energetic force that is extremely intelligent and brilliant. Okay. What is the difference between how past loved ones communicate with us and how spirit guides communicate with us? We will get to that in a little bit, but the answer to the question is basically nothing. There really is not a difference, okay? What happens is your understanding of who is it that is communicating with you, okay? And needing to start to identify who is coming through at that given time. But a spirit guide and a loved one could communicate using similar techniques. And our loved ones can be our spirit guides, okay? Any idea of how many people a spirit guide can watch over? Spirit guides can be assigned to many, many people, and you yourself have many, many, many guides. Is seeing a certain time a sign from spirit guides? Yes, that could be. We are going to talk about signs a bit today. Okay, a lot of these questions are venturing into things that we are going to cover, so I will take more questions later, but I'm not going to take any more questions right now because some of this is going into stuff that we haven't covered yet. Okay? I now want to talk about what types of things you can expect from your spirit guides. So we haven't really made a connection with a spirit guide yet, but the fact of the matter is, well, we can't really make a connection with a spirit guide if we don't know what we're looking for, right? I mean, so how can we really connect with a spirit guide? We need to know what it is that we're looking for. We need to know how it is, how we're connecting. So let's talk about this. So what will a spirit guide do? First off, a spirit guide will be a constant presence, okay? A spirit guide is going to be with us consistently. They are going to be available to us, okay? They also will, so these are just things that they can help with. Expanded creativity, okay? Putting you on your right path. Reminding you to be patient, reminding you to have gratitude, reminding you to get back to that spiritual core that you have. letting you know when it's time for closure, when it's time to kind of leave someone. They'll serve as also your personal lost and found, okay? They'll help you find things. They'll warn you when you're in trouble. They'll assist you, okay? So these are all things that a spirit guide can do to help you. They'll bring you to deal with challenging situations. They'll help you heal. They'll help you forgive. They'll open your mind, okay? So that's what you can expect. So we've covered ego. We've covered how to raise your vibration. We've covered what your spirit team can do for you, okay? Is that right? Is that right? Are you happy? Okay. So we're going to move into meeting your guides. Yay! I feel like we need one of those little clapping things in the back. Yay! So we're going to meet up with your guides right now. Okay?
You can turn that up louder now.
So the first thing that we're going to do to build a relationship with our guides is and we've talked about this a little bit. We're going to do some exercises. But in order to be, so we're leading up to that, there's one other thing I want to connect with. So you want to have a good spirit guide, right? How many people want a good spirit guide? Okay. How many people want a drunk spirit guide, right? Nobody. We don't want any drunk spirit guides. How many people want a crazy spirit guide? No, we don't want a crazy spirit guide. How many people want a spirit guide that doesn't really give them answers? No, we don't want that. So in order to have a really, really good relation, somebody just said, doesn't it happen naturally? I don't understand your question, Tina. So the spirit guides that we want to bring in, as I said, we want to have this high vibration, but we also want to do our part to listen to our spirit guides. Okay, so in order to we can have a great spirit guide, but yes, that is right, Tina. A healthy spirit guide, he's drawn to his law of attraction. We've already talked about that. But what I'm going to add to that now is we also have to be a good listener. We also have to be a good communicator with our spirit guide. And we need to give we need to give ourselves the best opportunity to communicate with spirit. Okay? So how does that happen? How do we do that? First off, when you're communicating with spirit, don't be a feral cat, okay? Don't be a crazy person, okay? You need to be relaxed. You need to take deep breaths. You need to sit still. So here's what we're going to do as we prepare for our spirit guides, to connect with our spirit guides. For a moment, we're just going to sit still. We're not meditating. We're not praying. We're not talking to the dead. We're just sitting still. Let's sit still for a moment. If you want to, if it helps you, just close your eyes. We're just sitting still. I'd like everybody to sit still. Okay. So, also, and this doesn't have to be today because you're on a computer and taking a class, but in the future, while you can talk to your guides anywhere, okay, you might want to begin to think about a place that you can regularly access where you can connect with your guides. Okay, so you might want to start to think about, where can I connect with my guides? Where is there a place where I can relax? I'm not going to have kids bothering me and husbands calling me. Where can I take some deep breaths and relax? Remember, as I said, also connecting at regular times, regular dates, that will be great. Be joyful in the process. Also know that they communicate with a sense of love and even a sense of humor sometimes, so allow that to kind of be part of it too. Like I said, just, the best thing is to kind of to listen. Also, ask good questions, okay? Ask questions that are on your mind. When we do some exercises today, when you ask questions, I like to, I prefer, and you can do both, but I don't like to ask questions to my guides that make assumptions, okay, or that are very demanding. Okay, so for example, instead of saying, when am I going to get my new job? I would say to Spirit, what can you tell me about finances and financial abundance in my life? Because by saying, when am I getting my new job? That is assuming already, first off, that you are getting it. It just depends when, and that may not be the case. And also, it's more of a question that is a physical world question. Not that you can't ask things like that, but it would be better to word it like that. So instead of saying, when am I meeting a man? Say, well, how can I have a more loving relationship in my life? Okay. Instead of saying, why is my sister such a bitch? Okay, how can I be a more compassionate, forgiving person to people that are very difficult and hurt me? Who do I need to forgive? How can I take better care of myself? How can I be more compassionate? What am I here for? What's my life purpose? What fears are standing in my way? Why do I make things hard? Who am I? What are the soul contracts that I need to see in my life? So these are the questions that you need to, these are the questions that you need to start to work on. These questions are a little better than, when am I getting a job? When am I meeting this person? When am I going on a date? How come this? When is my boyfriend going to call? Things like that. Now, those answers that you so desire may also come in too. But like I said, I think that it's better to allow that process through those questions, which are not so much out of desperation, but more out of love and companionship. So we're going to do some exercises to begin to meet with our guides. So what I would like everybody to do is, actually, this is a great time if you want to grab a drink of water or settle in, or, quickly take your dog out or something. I'm going to give everybody 3 or 4 minutes to just relax. And we're going to start right at 1/4 with some connectings, okay? So just because we're going to be kind of really doing some deep connections. If you need to use the potty, anything like that, Go off and do that, and we're going to start right back at 12:45. So I'm just going to give you a couple-minute break there. And we will be starting with some connections. So come back here in about 4 minutes. Okay, coming back. Coming back. Okay, so we're going to come back. So we're going to sort of build in complexity with our exercises. So we're going to do, we're going to kind of build. We're not just going to kind of, we want to start really little by little. So what we're going to do is take a couple deep breaths. I'd like you to close your eyes, bring yourself to a peaceful place. Just close your eyes. What I want you to do is be aware of the spirit part of your body. Be aware of the spirit person that you are. Okay? Take some deep breaths in and out, and really, again, be aware of this spirit person. You are a spirit person. So you have a physical body, and you have a spirit. I want you to turn your attention to your spirit. Become aware of your spirit. Okay, take some deep breaths in and out. Do that again, deep breaths in and out. Now, breath work, taking deep breaths in and out, is actually going to also help you to raise your vibration. So with every breath in and out, see if you can feel your vibration going up. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Again, every breath in and out. So I want to also do in with the positive, out with the negative. In with the positive, out with the negative. In with the positive, out with the negative. Okay, raise that vibration. Okay, so now as you are aware of your spirit, and I want you to turn your attention to the upper part of your body, up by your chest or breasts, up to your neck and head, above your shoulders. That typically is where we're going to kind of feel spirit, though not always. But bring our attention up here to those upper chakras. Deep breath in and out. Okay. All right, so as you are feeling and focusing very much on your spirit part of your body, and keep your eyes closed, and as you're really focusing on that upper spirit part of your body, okay, I would like you to invite forth a spirit guide. Just invite in. And you're going to do this by actually mentally extending an invitation. You are not going to focus on who this person is or what they look like or what they've come to tell you or if you're going to get married or if you're going to have a baby. We're not doing anything like that. You're just going to focus really on inviting that person in. Okay? Can you do that for a moment? So again, extending that invitation out there. And you could even literally just say, I'm inviting, in your mind, I'm inviting my spirit guide. And notice, do you feel anything shifting around that part of you? Do you feel anything kind of coming into your spirit? Maybe you feel a little, a different, a shift, a coldness, a warmth. Invite in that spirit guide again. Again, we're not focusing on who this person is or anything like that. We're simply extending an invitation. Okay, so we're going to come back here. For some, okay, so we're going to come back here. Can people share their experiences? Anybody have an experience? Rosemary, I don't know why, but for some reason you keep being unmuted. And it's very distracting. So I'm not sure why that is happening, but if you're hitting a button or something, stop doing that. So, okay. All right, great. So a lot of people did have some experiences, warm feelings, a fullness, blue around them, joy, different things like that. Great, 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 great. So that was a good connection. Okay, so now, okay, I don't know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into partners again, okay? And what we're going to do with the partners is we are going to, as we're in partners, you are going to do the same thing with a partner. Okay, actually, you know what? We're going to skip that because I've got some other things I want to do, and that's actually not important. So skipping that, moving on. So that was just a sort of a little nudge from your spirit guide, a little hello from your spirit guide that we're going to do. Okay. So we're going to keep going here. We are now going to do a meditation. Okay. The reason we're going to do a meditation is because a meditation is a great way to connect with a spirit guide, okay? And our spirit guides really respond to the energy of a meditation. Many of you have asked about loved ones connecting, which we haven't really talked about that yet. They are part of our spiritual team. They are part of that group that comes through and wants to guide us. So they need to be, obviously we want to, connect with them and we want to allow them to be a part of what goes on here. But they are, they're part of what happens here, of course. But they're only, they're loved ones, and they can also guide us too. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a meditation. This meditation was originally written for and is for this meditation was originally written for connecting with your loved ones, but you can use it to connect with a spirit guide. And you can also use it to connect with a loved one as its original intention. So we're going to do this meditation. So this meditation, as I said, loved ones really respond to meditation. Guides do, angels. So you may have any of those experiences in this meditation. So we're going to do this meditation. I want you to be relaxed during it. I want you to allow yourself to really connect in this. We are only probably going to do this one meditation. So this is going to be sort of probably the only one. We may do a second one, but I don't think so, but we might. So we're just going to kind of allow this to be what it is. But this will be a little bit, now that you've kind of felt a little nudge from your spirit guide, and you don't know a lot about your spirit guide, you don't. We're going to play with a meditation and see maybe if they'll step forward a little bit in meditation. Now, like I said, this meditation is more with loved ones, but because we're using it in the context of spirit guides, you may ask for a spirit guide too. You may see both. You may see a spirit guide and a loved one. You may see a group of people. You may see one person. You may see a fur baby. So remember when we talked about at the beginning, how about this? Go in with no expectations. See who shows up. Okay, everybody ready to start this meditation? All right, we're going to get started. And here we go. In this meditation, you will be communicating with the deceased loved one for your own purposes. Just stay relaxed throughout and let my voice guide you. By doing so, clarity and focus will help guide you to connecting with your deceased loved one. An opportunity will come to feel their presence and ask a question. Sit comfortably. Relax your shoulders and try to keep your back straight. Imagine a white light beaming out from your feet and slowly connecting you with the ground. Feel the gravity of the earth beneath you, keeping you still and grounded. Now relax your neck. Relax your face. Relax your eyes. And relax your jaw. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath as you breathe in. And let your lungs slowly and gently expand. And breathe out, pulling your stomach in. Breathe in and feel the air enter your lungs and relax your muscles. Breathe out and let all your tensions, all your anxieties, and all your stresses out of your mind and body. Breathe in love, harmony, and peace. Breathe out all your stresses and worries. Breathe in calm. And breathe out your tensions. You are in total control of your mind now. If you feel your attention shift a bit, and a thought seems to interrupt you, just bring your focus back to your breathing. As your breath softens and deepens with every cycle, focus on your feet. Feel the tensions and stresses leaving you. Your feet are now relaxed. Any stress goes directly into the ground beneath you and away from you. Now focus on your calves. Feel the tensions and stresses leaving them. They are relaxed. Now focus on your thighs. Feel them relax. All stress is leaving them. They are relaxed. Now focus on your hips. Feel relaxation in your waist and your stomach. These parts are relaxed. Feel the energy go into your navel and feel your stomach relax. Now, focus on your arms, your palms, your forearms, your biceps, your shoulders. Release the tension from all of your arms. And now focus on your entire back. Feel your back loosen as the energy soothes all the tension from it. Your back is now relaxed. Now focus on your chest. Your chest muscles relax. Your heart is relaxed. And feel an energy swirl in the center of your chest. Your chest is now relaxed. Feel the energy warm your chest and warm your whole body. You are warm now. Your body is light. You are drifting away from all senses now. And you are in total relaxation. Feel joy emanating from your heart. Feel bliss and total love. There is no feeling of body now. Experience this for a few moments. Now focus on your neck and your forehead. Focus on relaxing your brain, your neck, your forehead, peace and love are covering it and trickling down into your brain, mind, and nerves. Now visualize a forest. A clear blue sky with white fluffy clouds looks over you. Birds chirp in the distance. Feel the breeze touch your skin. Breathe in and smell the grass and the scent of the forest. Feel the sun warm your skin from head to toe. All around, trees stand tall, protecting you, giving you fresh air. Before you, there's a well-worn path that winds into the forest. Start to walk this path and hear the rustling of leaves beneath you. Little squirrels and chipmunks scurry around the path as you make your way deeper and deeper into the forest. As you watch the trees in front of you, you notice some light shining in the far distance. You walk closer and closer and closer to the light. And as you near the light, you find a small clearing and the light welcomes you. It hovers in the middle of the clearing, emanating a warm, glowing love and peace. It speaks to you in a gentle voice, and it says, "Welcome. I know why you are here, and I am here to help you." You can feel the light's energy wrap you in total peace. "Come," it says, as 7 colored rays gently whisk away from the light and into the sky, forming a majestic rainbow. Take this journey and you will find all you want and need. You see the 7 colors. The red is the brightest red you've ever seen. It's warm light shining with love. The orange glows like a warm fire, warming you with joy. The yellow shines with calm, captivating your senses. The green cools your mind, giving you awareness. The blue fills your mind with peace. The indigo enters your mind and fills you with bright intuition. Finally, the violet seeps into your heart and fills you with balance. You walk closer to the edge of the rainbow now. Its rays are in the grass of the earth. You are now at the edge. You feel your body floating, floating, floating. Higher and higher and higher. You walk on the path of 7 colors, and you can feel them under your feet. You look down and you see the forest you were just in getting smaller and smaller as you float higher and higher into the sky and clouds. The air here is cooler. You feel yourself floating through the air. You breathe in the cool air and feel it energize you. You breathe in again, deeper and deeper, calming your nerves, calming your mind. As you cross the crest of the rainbow and make your way down. You can see something now. As you make your way past the clouds, it's another forest. This one is filled with amazing green trees, a small river running through it, and mountains in the distance. You make your way closer to your destination. The forest grows larger and larger as you descend down. The trees are large. You land on lush green grass and look around. You see a small brook of crystal clear water to one corner. The sound of the river fills your ears as you see the majestic trees towering over you. As you walk away from the rainbow, you see another light in the clearing. Your heart reaches out to it, and you feel the warm joy overtake you as the light transforms into someone you recognize. You see someone who has passed away that you have been wishing to connect with. They appear as you remember them from their time on earth. Your heart fills with a warm feeling. Now reach out to them. Hug them. Kiss them. Feel their presence. And enjoy this connection. Now, you can ask anything you want. Ask them a question. Whatever answer you receive first is the answer they intend to give you. And take as much time as you need. Enjoy your time with them. communicate to your loved one anything that you wish to share with them. All right, it's time for you to leave now. Ask them if there is anything else they need to tell you. Take a few moments to say your farewells. Thank them for this connection. Watch them turn into a glowing ray of light. And now they're gone, but their answers and love stay in your heart. That's a connection like you have never experienced before. Feel the love warm your heart as you walk back towards the rainbow. You float higher, higher, higher. Feel the air and the sky tickle your skin as you make your way down to the previous forest. As you look at the forest beneath you, you see a white light emanating from the clearing. It grows larger and larger and larger until it surrounds your entire field of vision. In this light, feel yourself begin to wake up. Take a deep breath. Deeper, 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 and feel your energy move back into your mind and back into your body. You now feel yourself back in your body. You wake up. In 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes, feeling the love and remembering the answers from your loved one. You are now awake. All right, we're going to get started. Okay, great. So I'm going to give you guys a break, about just a minute or two break. I know we just did take one, but to drink some water and to relax and kind of get back into your bodies. So let's do that, and we will get started back in a couple minutes. Couple people have, for some reason, come late. I guess they didn't get the 5 emails that we sent that we moved the time. So if you are coming late for whatever reason, please send me an email to thomas@mediumthomas.com, and we will figure out a way to compensate you for being late. Please only do that if you came in late. And for some reason, some people did not get the 3 or 4, I think we actually sent 4 different emails that we changed the start time. So if a couple people came in late, send me an email to thomas@mediumthomas.com. You'll still get the recording, and we will find out a way to compensate you for the time change. Yes, we sent an email many times, and we sent it in the original. We sent it, I think, twice, and then we put it in the time link. If you got the link to this, then you would have seen the time change, but that's okay. I understand. We had to move it up because I had an electrical problem in my building. So everybody is just finishing their meditation. Take a deep breath. You can still join us for the next 2 hours, and then send me an email at thomas@mediumthomas.com. Okay? We're taking a 2-minute break to water, bathroom, things like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it again because I keep getting people. Okay, we changed the time. We changed the time about a few days ago when we found out I was going to have a problem in my building with the electricity. We emailed everybody and we put it in with the link. So if you came late, you can join us for the next 2 hours. You'll also get a recording of the first 2 hours, and you can send an email to thomas@mediumthomas.com. And we will figure out a way to make sure that you are compensated for missing the 2 hours, okay? I'm not gonna really discuss that again. I am repeating myself now. We're on a break right now. Okay, guys, we're coming back in just a minute here, so hold on. Okay, so we're coming back. So let me see what people's experiences were here. So let's just see here. I'm just going to read some of these. My heart is happy and full of gratitude. That's great. So that was great. Gaella Allen, is my ego blocked? I'm only aware of here and now physical senses and words flowing through my ears, but no visualizations. So, okay, so let me just read this again. Gaella says, is my ego blocking me? I am only aware of here and now physical senses during the meditation and words flowing through my ears, but no visualizations. So, Gaella, for some people, it might be the visual part of it may be hard. So what I would tell you to do is continue to follow along with it. Continue. A lot of times you have to see, this is what happens also, we were kind of talking about this, where somebody might get discouraged and then they'll stop. So you could continue working with it. That may open up for you. Also, as we talked about also with kind of documenting your experiences and writing things down. So I would try to write down those words. There might be messages in those words. So even if you're not having that visualization experience, you might still be having, you know, different words that you connect. Bonnie Bootner, I have never felt received message from loved one. Okay, that's okay, Bonnie. We're going to do some other exercises that you might connect with. Let's see here. I'm going to spend some time with these questions, if that's okay. Is that okay for everybody? Because I think these are pertinent to a lot of people. And there's a lot of different things here. They're kind of, some of these are very complex. So let's just go through these, okay, with these. I met my grandmother who said there isn't a block to me. My soulmate is just that it's not time. Keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, great, Tina. That's good. I couldn't stop laughing and giggling and crying. Okay, that's okay. You were having an emotional connection with that, which is great. Did anybody see more of, Kim said, I could not even picture the forest or rainbow. That's okay, Kim, that's okay. We're gonna do some other exercises that are also more mental exercises. So, so you might have some more kind of good luck with that, okay? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. So we're going to do some other kind of exercises. So these exercises are a little bit more, not so much of meditations, okay, but they're more just little exercises that you can sort of play with and work with and things like that. So let's see here which one we're going to start with. Okay, so we're going to do something that is called the TikTok method. It's a technique that I got from a book that I've used in a lot of classes. I can actually give you the name of books. The book is by, hold on, because you might be curious in the book. The book is, I'm going to have to wait and tell you what the book is on that. I'll pull it up in 1 second. Hold on 1 second, actually. Well, I'll tell you the name of the book in a second. I just don't want to pull out of this page. So, actually, it's called Spirit Guides, 3 Easy Steps to Connecting and Communicating with Spirit Helpers. It's by Blair Robertson. It's a pretty good book. It's very simple. So if you want something that's more of a simple book and you want to, you might find it helpful. But this method is from there. And it's something that I started doing in some of the classes a few years ago, and I found it helpful. So, and if you are if you buy the book, it's on about page 40, okay? So, close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I'd like you to visualize a clock. Okay? Okay. Imagine a big clock. And go back in your memory and find a large white clock with black numbers and black hands, and just visualize a big clock. Maybe it's a clock at the library, or maybe it's a clock in your hometown, but just mentally see a giant, big clock, white clock with black numbers and black hands. So as you are visualizing that clock, you're going to hear a sound, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. So I want you to really start to hear that sound. And as you are visualizing this clock, start to see the hands going around the clock. Just the way a normal clock would go. So just see them going clockwise. Just see the hands going clockwise. You're watching the clock. And notice how the numbers start to drop off, one at a time. Slowly, this is becoming a blank clock with only the hands moving. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Okay. This is just a relaxation exercise. It's a very simple exercise. Sometimes it's harder than you would think. But again, you're just relaxing your mind. Okay, we're going to take some deep breaths now. Let's do a spirit connection. Let's do some inspired speaking. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to get into partners, okay? Similar to how we did this before, we're going to get into partners. We are going to become aware of our own spirit energy. And then what we are going to do is we are going to invite in the person that our partner's spirit guides to speak to us. And we are going to start speaking. Once we start speaking, we're going to speak for a minute or two. And we are not going to stop speaking. There will not be pauses. So here's what you're going to do, for example. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a partner. So let's say my partner is Brian. I'm going to work with Brian. We're going to be in our breakout room. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to get connected. I'm going to relax. I'm going to kind of open up, relax, nice deep breaths. I'm not going to rush because I've got plenty of time. We're not rushing. We're going to take some time to open up. When you're going to kind of be aware of our own energy, aware of our own spirit, invite in that spirit guide. Invite in that spirit guide. I'm going to say, I invite in Brian's guides. I invite in Brian's guide. Okay? I invite in Brian's guide. Take a deep breath in, invite. We're going to start talking. Brian, I'm told that you're a very loving and forgiving person. You are going to be moving in the next 3 months. You are to be more forgiving with yourself. You're very hard on yourself sometimes. I'm also seeing a black cat. Whatever comes into you, you are going to say, Brian is not going to say anything. And after about 2 minutes, Brian will let you know, okay, let's wrap up. He will then validate anything that he can connect with, and then he'll do that for you. Does everybody understand? We are going to be in a breakout group, and we're going to try to do this. I'm going to give 10 minutes. A couple people are saying that they are unable to use the breakout rooms. If you just want to stay put, then you could, what you could do is, just use the main room, okay? And anybody who's in the main room could do things, okay? All right, creating the breakout rooms, giving you 10 minutes. Thanks so much.
Hello?
So you could unmute yourself in the main room.
Hello?
And if you did that, and some people might be here that could want to unmute yourself. So if you're in the, let me actually unmute everyone that's in the main room. Hold on, because we've got about 48 people. Let me just see, I may just unmute everyone in the main room. Hold on. Well, we've got 46 people in the main room. Remember, you've got to accept the invitation. Calbertus, is there a reason you can't join the breakout room?
Hello?
I'll share, but I'm not even sure who I'm speaking to. It's the strangest thing. The moment Thomas started talking about the this exercise, the name Robert kept coming to me. Robert. I'm not sure what else I know. He's a
what you doing?
Seems like an adult man of, you know,
We'll
maybe a peer to our age group, and it. I think that the messages were about love and sort of calmness. Maybe someone's experiencing some anxiety or, you know, kind of stress, having a hard time having daily kind of calm in their lives. And it was sort of this message about just decompressing and
here is a lot of people talking in the
being calm.
I don't know, sounds like maybe
Like that. Too.
yeah, I don't know why.
Does Robert speak to anyone? No, Robert.
Well, I have a great uncle, Robert.
I have definitely never done this for
Maybe
others.
one person can go at a time.
Robert.
That's right.
My cousin's Robert.
It's a little strange because I normally connect with women's
grandfather's Robert.
you know, just generally much more, but for some reason this Robert keeps popping into my mind.
Well, but she's thinking she's all psychic and shit.
Yeah.
I'm Robert. What? I'm Robert.
No, me either.
Let me just try to.
This must be like his head down all the time. Have you ever had that happen?
There are times when I'm driving or getting ready to fall asleep, and it sounds like there's a million people talking in my head all at one time. Angela goes, Mom, that's when you need to say, okay,
I've been investing in
one at a time, whatever it is.
Unless you want to do, your option is to do.
Go to the breakout room if
Yeah, a
you
little bit
can.
of the high fat, lower protein.
Dark, but it's getting lighter.
This is a.
I don't know.
Love it. Yeah, I'm going through a breakup.
Okay.
That's crazy because I heard it very clearly.
Oh, very.
It was
Okay,
very
yeah.
clear. I'm lower.
But nobody made a comment.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I've been working with Thomas to help me. He's really helped me a lot, so I'm grateful.
That is spooky if nobody.
Well, I got a name of Elizabeth. Was anybody?
I got to pee real quick.
I have a grandmother
Let's see,
who
what
was
do we
Mary
do?
Elizabeth and went by Mary Elizabeth. I don't know.
I know.
Well, I mean, Punky's pretty good at taking the pill pockets, but you know what? For a change, it would probably be good.
The hell is talking?
A lower fat.
Have a dog?
Yes.
I don't know. What you do?
I
I got to pee real quick and get back on.
Little black dog, little black dog.
Well, maybe, yeah, in a little bit. If you make it, I'll just have to reheat mine probably because he's not done.
Good things for everyone. Good things for everyone.
I understand how he's nice to sit there. I think he's got his, well, no, now he's like sideways glancing like.
Changes. Okay. No, it's good. Change is good.
Oh, do I use?
All right, babe.
Hey.
I don't know if it's scared.
I don't know if it's a can on top of a trampoline. What the heck? What is that? Oh, it's a kid's game. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Don't have a cow.
At first I was like, is that coming from the TV? Oh my God.
Baby, miss you.
What?
Wendy, do you have a mother in spirit who is ever a guide for you?
I have a great aunt that I believe is. She.
Oh, God.
I was just trying to sort of welcome whatever I could find in this motherly spirit.
I think he's
Oh,
taking
you
a
do?
nap. Got a book by the
Angel
end.
Thomas Johnson. She's my angel. She's guiding.
He crisscrosses the country
That's
all the
lovely.
time. He lives in New York, but he's in California right now. Yeah.
Are you able to hear messages from her?
Oh, there's another psychic on Facebook that I'm following.
But I've heard them from other
Um,
guys.
through,
I hear them, they'll
his Matt
say it
Fraser.
to me like a sentence,
Yeah.
and I hear it. I hear them saying it.
Wow,
But that's
that's powerful.
He's responded to a couple of my
I asked Thomas
questions.
John if it was real, if I'm really, and he said I
Very young.
was.
His mother is a
This
psychic.
is always my problem too. I think it's not real. I think my own wishes are coming to me because it's what I want to believe. This is the problem we all have.
Couple of more minutes.
It's hard, isn't it hard?
Because you do. You don't know if you're projecting what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so weird. And when I do it, it's like I'm not even wanting to hear anything. It just,
Oh.
there it is. I don't even know.
Wow.
Just they come in.
To me, it's your belief that it's only from them.
So funny.
I'm not even, I'm doing something and then boom, it just pops up.
Wow, that's amazing.
No, I know.
There's a show called Seatbelt Psychic.
Sarah William.
I'm happy if she wants to eat. That's a good thing.
As Uber.
My grandfather's name was William.
And he'll do a psychic reading for his
Married to Mary Elizabeth.
No, it's different. Paternal, maternal, different. That's funny.
What?
What did you say, honey?
That popped in my head, William.
What does she think she is?
Got a mark.
Oh, well.
If he could hear this, he's probably
Animals
going,
love people
They don't
food.
have 'em right there.
I'm sorry, what's glass?
Is anybody moving?
No.
It looks like they're cutting us off. Oh, you're moving. You are.
Man,
It's the messages for you.
Tell you what happened with the reasons you change the time.
Good luck, April.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
nice to meet you both.
You too.
Yeah, we're all in love with Thomas, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's my heart. He really did change my life.
That's amazing.
I like a large pepperoni.
I'm taking a nap here. I need it.
You look very joyous about
I
it.
need a nap.
Mm.
I feel joyous now.
Distractions in the background, so everyone.
Started having reading.
All I need to look at my
Now I'm
so
happy.
Don't forget to meet your phone.
So it's been one of those. And then we've had people.
Bye.
Extremely,
Oh my God.
News on. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
extremely clean shaven today.
Hey, we're coming back. Hold on one second, and we're going to do our next exercise. Hold on one moment. Okay, we're going to come back now, and we're going to do sort of in that similar vein, excuse me, an inspired writing exercise, okay? So I want everybody to come up with a question that they want to ask their spirit guides. And why don't you go ahead and write that question clearly down on a sheet of paper. Remember, we talked about that our questions should not be like, when am I going to get married, or when am I going to meet a boyfriend, or how come my sister hates me? But questions like, how can I be more forgiving? How can I be more compassionate to my sister? What do I need to know? What's my life purpose? What is my sole purpose related to finances? What can I do to open myself up to true love? Things like that. So we want to word the question more in an open way, okay? Not where we're coming in sort of demanding things, okay? So write our question down on your sheet of paper. Would anyone like to share their question in chat and I can give some feedback? what is my life purpose? Great. How can I heal my body? This is great. How can I help my son? Great. What do I need to work on right now? How can I help my guy? My guides? Okay. How can I? Yeah. So this is all great. How can I be a better mom? Somebody had, should I buy a home? Let's make that a little bit more open. Can you tell me more about you? So this is great. Okay, so these are things where, how can I quiet my mind? So people are really asking for guidance, really more at that divine spiritual level rather than trying to kind of. So what you're going to do is, same thing, let's quiet our mind. If we need to relax, we could bring ourselves to a peaceful place. We could do a TikTok exercise. We could visualize the clock and the hands and the numbers going away and that slowly calming us down, bringing us back to center. You take some deep breaths, but the point being, let's calm ourselves down, connect with our personal spirit, become aware of our own energy. Remember, I love my spirit because, I love myself because. Let's raise that vibration nice and high. Remember, these spirit guides are on a higher level. They have to lower their vibration to connect with us, and we must raise ours to connect with them. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Just kind of relax. Okay. And then I just want us to start writing. Write. So you're just kind of writing. You're writing. Okay, so you're just writing whatever comes to mind. Don't pause during the writing. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Remember, you're writing and you're really trying to eliminate pauses. You're really not trying to pause a lot.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we're going to come back here again. And can anybody share anything that came to them in their writing? Okay, so this is a great connection. So this is a great question. So Matthew has just asked a great question. How do we know that this is a connection and not just writing stuff that we are thinking about? So remember what we talked about in the beginning. We already went over this, but happy to repeat this for you, Matthew. So remember that that spiritual voice should sound and feel a little bit different than our normal voice, okay? As you're connecting also, there should be a sense of awareness that comes through that's a little bit different from your perspective. Remember, there should be sort of a smooth, non-judgmental, non-ego sort of voice that comes forward, okay? Remember that as you're doing too, we shouldn't really be sort of consciously trying to write things. We should just be sort of letting ourselves, you know, sort of write things and allowing that to happen and things like that, okay? So just kind of let that happen and stuff, okay? Again, pay attention to that, and sometimes, and also too, if you energetically correct in the right way and you take some deep breaths and you kind of bring your attention upwards and you're more working in these upper chakras, this is really where spiritual guidance, divine source comes. When you're in those lower chakras, that's really where you're going to be more connecting at the intuitive, sort of psychic, sort of knowingness level, and it's going to be a little different, okay? So really make sure that you're connecting in the right way initially. That's really that big thing. Really try to make sure that you're sustaining that connection. Again, like I said, you're taking deep breaths, you're really sort of relaxing yourself, you're calming your mind, you're calming your spirit, and you're really letting that, you're kind of really letting that flow in and stuff, okay? Okay, we are now going to do an exercise, which I know everybody wants to do, how to meet my spirit guide and how to get my spirit guide's name, okay? So a lot of people, you know, will kind of ask for this. Now, this is more of a process, okay? Sometimes we will not complete this today always. So I know we've done a little bit of feeling of our spirit guides. We've done a little bit of talking to our spirit guides. We've done a little bit of inviting somebody else's spirit guides in. So now we'd like to kind of bring forward a little bit of, you know, sort of kind of with our own, you know, with getting, like I said, we want to sort of see if we can get even more specific. So a lot of people like to know a name of a spirit guide. Now, I will tell you that sometimes our spirit guides do not want to give us, they don't focus, not that they don't want to, but they don't focus so much on giving us their name, okay? That's okay. You know, we want to know why is it so, you know, so you have to understand they're at an energetic level, so names are not that important. But you know, but names are not bad. They can be helpful, and it's completely natural that, of course, you want to, you know your guide's name. So here's one thing that I like to do. First off, I have found that if you are really focused on needing a name, you can assign a name to them. And I have found that guides and angels and spirit guides are okay with that, okay? because they know having a name assigned to them is helpful to you and can help you enhance that relationship. The other thing is I would say also wait for audible names. Wait for names to come in if names keep being dropped into you. The other thing is ask for a sign with the name. I would say this is the best way. So let's actually set that intention right now. I would like everybody to set the intention that their guides or angels will reveal to themselves at least one name, and they will do that just in the synchronicities of your day this week. So I want you to pay attention this week to names. I want you to listen to names of people you meet. See if you start to see a pattern where all of a sudden this name keeps showing up, okay? For example, I know somebody here that's in the class has a guide named Solomon, okay? This is not a loved one of yours, but this is a spirit guide of yours, okay? Spirit guide Solomon. He's an older, wiser man that lived many centuries ago, and he would be helping you with writing a book. And writing and being more creative, but the primary thing that he's focused on right now is writing a book. So that might be for somebody, okay? Okay, so let's go into also let's also go into asking for a name in a different way. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say names, and as I say names or things, you're going to see if you energetically get a resonance in your body. If you do, that means that may be a guide for you or a spirit guide for you, okay? So take some deep breaths. Yeah, that's okay, Kimberly. You did. So, okay, let me explain this one more time. Somebody said, I keep hearing the name Henry, I don't know a Henry. Okay, so let me just explain this. I'm going to say it real slow so everybody can understand me. Your team of guides is not only made up of people who you knew in the physical world. You have guides and angels and spirit guides that are assigned to you that you've never physically met in this world. They may be from a past life. They may be guides that are assigned to you for a specific reason of something that you're going through. It really depends. But they're not necessarily there for you to help you in the way where they're a loved one like your Grandma Rose or something like that. They are spirit guides that are assigned to you. So they are going to give you names too, okay? So if the name keeps showing up and you don't know the person here, that's okay. It could be the name of a guide. And most people have a very large group of 50, 60 guides. Take a deep breath in and out. I'm going to say names and see if you get a tingle or a warmth when I say one of these names. That may be an indication that it's your guide. Natasha, Archangel Michael, Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Buddha, Mark, Hilarion, Joan of Arc, Joshua, Master Jesus, Charles, Lady Master Nada, Sanat Kumara, Confucius, Lord Lanto, Pope John, Clare, Saint Germain, Kathumi, Mary, Mother of Jesus, Richard, Roger, Bob. Okay, sounds good. All right, so did anybody resonate a little bit? Okay, that's okay too. Might not be. So what you could do also, great thing to do, is be open this next week. Another thing is go through some names yourself. Here's another exercise that we're going to do that's going to help you. We're going to now go through the alphabet. So let's take a deep breath in. Quiet your mind, close your eyes, relax. We've got about a half an hour left before we start reading. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do before we do this exercise. I'm noticing for some of you, ego's starting to come in. Fear is starting to come in. Sadness is starting to come in. I can't do this is starting to come in. Let's raise the vibration. Let's make the vibration higher here before we do our next exercise, okay? So you know what we're going to do to raise our vibration? What was one of the things that I told you?
Just because you pay less with coupon
sorry, that was Tiffany.
doesn't mean you get less.
Okay. I don't know why we have Tiffany. All right, the guides are playing. So anyways, so what we're going to do now, let's take a deep breath in and out. So remember I said musical can be a high vibration, okay? So I know this sounds silly, but I want everybody, if you can, to get up and move for a few minutes. I'm going to put on a nice song, and I just want you to move and shake out, okay? I'm not going to join you with it because I'm here in this business center, the hotel lobby, and people will really think I've lost my mind. But I am going to let you have that experience. So I want you to get up and stretch. Let's raise that vibration, okay? So if you want to meet with spirit guides and connect with spirit guides, you need to get out of that negative ego. And I see a couple people, you could hold it for a while, and I see people seeping back in. So let's do a little music. Hold on. Let's stretch and let's go. All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. So that helps to raise the vibration a little bit because some people were tanking. Okay. So let's now go through, we're going to go through the alphabet. So this will help you maybe name a guide too, okay? I'm going to say a letter. So just again, listen to the letters and see, oh, maybe you feel drawn to a letter. That might help you with a guide. Name, let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Pay attention to your reactions to the letters. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. How come I couldn't say my Q, R, S, T, U, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, wow. I was like, okay. Sorry, I haven't been in kindergarten in a while. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Okay, good. All right, sounds good. Did anybody feel a letter pull out to them? Okay, that's okay. Remember also, here's a great thing to tell you. You do not need the name of your guide to communicate with them. You do not need the name of your guide to get messages. Now, a couple people are saying, I could get stuff for my partner, I can't get it for me, I'm feeling blocked with me. That means at some level you have a subconscious fear block. There's no other explanation for that except at some level you have fear of connecting with your guides. This could be fear of being wrong, it could be fear of anxiety, it could be fear of confusion, it could be fear of being lost in a shuffle, things like that, okay? So you probably have some fear, okay? All right. All right, guys. So how are we doing? How's our energy and everything like that? We doing good? All right. Good, 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 good. Happy, 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 happy. Yay, 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 yay. Great energy with everybody. So here's what we are going to do now. We're going to do an exercise. And again, fear doesn't mean like, because some people say, I'm not scared. Okay, could be fear of being wrong. Okay, could be fear of knowing too much, things like that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Just deep breath in and out. You fear you might not like your guide. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do now. This exercise is going to take about 10 minutes. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Hold on, sorry, my notes again. Hold on one second, sorry guys. Give me 1 minute, sorry. Okay, I want everybody to come up with a yes or no, a yes or no question. Okay, I want everybody to come up with a yes or no question. Should I buy the house? Should I move? Do I, am I healthy? Am I gonna get married? I wanna say also too, this is a course about learning. Our primary purpose here is to learn, okay? So we're going to take this in the context of learning because we're gonna partner with this. And I don't want anybody to do the partner exercise because you're gonna kind of do it for each other. And I don't want anybody to, buy a house or divorce their husband or have a sex change based on what their partner tells them. So we're going to have fun and we're going to explore, but we're doing this under the context of learning, spiritual growth, things like that, okay? So we're going to say, in a way, we're going to sort of take things with a grain of salt a little bit, okay? Because I don't want somebody, and that's actually happened before, where somebody was in a group and somebody said, oh, you've got cancer. I mean, so we're going to be responsible. And please, let's just understand this is all for learning and nobody's going to be like, oh my God, or somebody said once, I remember I was in a class and this girl kept saying, I see fire around you. And the other girl was freaking out. So, yeah. Okay. Takes all kinds in the workshops. There's always one. There's always one that's a test. So anyways, all right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some stages. But again, we're going to also take this seriously and respect the process too. But I'm just saying, so we're going to do this in the stages. So you're going to come up with your yes or no question. Okay. And I know this is crazy, but it's now, well, it's 12:15, 1:15. Okay, this is quarter after the hour. So you're going to take 5 minutes. If you can, I'd like for you to go outside and do this, but if you can't, you could also walk around your house like a real crazy person, like you're in the yellow wallpaper story, and do it there too. But if you can, I'd like you to walk outside and do it. Here's what you're going to do. With your question, so somebody's got, perfect, Kim's got a beautiful question. What's my life purpose? Luann's got a perfect question. Is my son going to be okay? That's just kind of like a yes or no. You're going to close your eyes and take a deep breath, and you're going to set the intention of you're going to walk around for 3 or 4 minutes. You could do this in your house. You could do this outside. You could even go outside and just stand there. You don't have to like be walking up and down the street. I just want you to be moving a little bit, walking. And I want you just to prepare yourself to see and feel any signs from the universe about this question. Maybe you see a word, maybe you see a name, maybe you see a symbol, maybe you're drawn to something in your room. I don't want you to be consciously guiding yourself anywhere, but I just want you to be kind of around, walking, moving, okay? All right. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to share, okay? Okay, if you can hear me, you might be walking down the street right now, but if you can hear me, we're coming back in 2 minutes. Okay, if we can, let's come back here. Did anybody have any cool experiences? You know what's really cool about this exercise? I've never done this before, and I came up with the exercise yesterday in a dream. I had a dream of this exercise, so I was like, I guess this is an exercise. So now some people, it's interesting, may say, well, I heard birds chirping, or I got a chill, or I did this, or I did that. And I feel like, you know, I don't know what that means. That's okay, because you know what? Spirit will start to really work with you and really start to try to show you the right way to connect and communicate. And if you don't get the message the first time, they'll probably present it again and again and again. Okay? So here's what you're going to do now. Are you ready for your next directions? Are you happy? Are you learning? Are you feeling good? Are you in a good mood? Okay, good. Do you feel gorgeous? Somebody just typed here, I feel beautiful. Oh my God, you guys are funny. Oh, do we need muting again? We shouldn't have muting. Do we have somebody? Okay, somebody's unmuted. Okay, sorry, that was my thing. Unmuted. Okay, I don't know what that was. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into breakout rooms again. Now, here is my question for you guys, since you guys turn into crazy people when we go into breakout rooms. What is the best thing with the breakout rooms? Do we want to have the breakout rooms smaller? Are some people not getting into the breakout rooms? Are some people choosing not to go into the breakout rooms? Okay, so... Okay. All right, so I'm not going to do the unmute all. The best thing is if an invitation comes up to go into the breakout room, the best thing is to go into the breakout room if you can, rather than staying out of it, okay? But some of you can also, if you want to just try to stay in the main room and maybe unmute yourself and talk, you can try to do that maybe. We'll just kind of see how it works. So here, I will bring you into the breakout room on my own, so don't worry about that. Here's what we're going to do. The exercise is I'm going to give you guys, you know what? I'm going to give you, it's 11:22, 12:22, 1:22, 2:22. I'm going to give you guys a full 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more. So you each, so depending on how many people are in your group, I'm going to try to make it about 5 minutes a person. But if you've got 3 people, it might be a little longer. So we'll just see how it looks. Here's what you're going to do. You're each going to work on the other person's questions, okay? So you're going to do that same connection process, deep breaths, bring yourself to a peaceful place. If you want to do a TikTok exercise where you visualize the clock, close your eyes, relax, bring your energy, remember, up to those crown chakras, and deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. And once you are ready to connect, the person is going to ask you their yes or no question. So remember, you had the yes or no question. You're going to use the same question in your group, but you're going to give it to the other person. So they are going to invite in your guides. And so let's say I'm working with, we've got Debbie Squizzero. So let's say I'm working with Debbie. I'm going to invite in, I'm going to say, Debbie Squizzero's guides, please come to me. And as I become aware of them, I'm going to write down and share any impressions that I get. And I'll be sharing them with my partner, okay? And my partner can be validating things. Now, even though it's a yes or no question, you don't need to receive a yes or no answer. You might get a symbol. You might get a sign. You might get a... So don't be attached to needing to see a yes or no answer. you might get something that's more metaphorical. So just kind of allow that to happen. Don't put a lot of expectations onto what you're supposed to see, because spirit will show you what needs to come up. Okay? I would like you to see if you can get one thing that the person can definitely validate. So let's say somebody, can somebody give me some answers of their some of their sample questions? Catherine, what's better? Why don't you, okay, will my son be okay? So a great thing, if somebody was doing Kim, will my son be okay? It'd be great if they could visualize maybe Kim's son so that Kim knew you were really connecting with the right person. Does that make sense? Marie Campbell says, I'm writing my book in 2019. Am I doing that? So if you're doing that, that might be a good thing to kind of visualize a little bit if you knew the topic or something, okay? And then you'll switch. Okay, putting you guys in breakout rooms. I'm gonna recreate the rooms. We're gonna make them a little smaller. Here we go. Have fun.
Hello? Hello, is someone there? Hello?
Hello,
Oh, who's that?
this is Nicole.
Oh, Nicole, it's Caroline here. So shall we try the exercise? Because I don't know, it just didn't connect immediately or something.
Yeah, it didn't mine either. Sure.
Do you want to jump in?
This is Samantha. I'm here too. My phone died and I just got back into the group.
Okay, great, Samantha. So,
Leanne is here too. My breakout room didn't work.
okay. Does anyone want to jump in with a yes/no question we can share?
I'll share mine if somebody wants to answer it.
Sure.
And I don't know if it's a yes, no, and you guys can help me. I want to know if I'm on the right path, which I feel is a spiritual healing path.
Wow, I get a lot of very big support on that. I get the support that you are going to find it's not going to be exactly what you think, and I would keep it slightly private until you have a little more traction on the pathway. A lot of people are going to be not resisting or negative, but they're just going to be a bit distracting to you if you overshare. That's what I'm getting for that.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to jump in with that?
Yeah.
I have a question, which is, it's Caroline here. I am thinking whether I might be better to leave New York altogether. Anyone getting any impressions?
Mm-hmm. Do you have any connections in Colorado?
Sort of ish, but not really.
I'm picking up something about Midwest, like, I don't know if it has to do with your name and I'm getting this, but North Carolina or Missouri for some reason.
Oh, the Carolinas resonate, actually. That resonates. Thank you.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm getting for you to stay in New York.
Okay, that's when I did this alone. I just got all is timing, be patient, you'll see. I got a lot of that, and I'm feeling that business of wanting to get an answer and react immediately. So that, anyway, very good.
I think you're
Yeah,
where
I
you
keep
belong.
hearing patience.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, Caroline, as I was tuning in, I wasn't getting any of that, but I just kept feeling like it's not the right time.
Yeah.
And I feel like the hit or the vibration that I was getting was you have unfinished business in New York.
Good.
Whether it's healing, family, or yesteryear, but there's like a cycle or a chapter there that you're not done with. And if you try to leave anytime soon, I feel like you're going to get boomeranged back there to close out something. Does that make sense?
Yes, very accurate. Very accurate. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I'd like
Anyone else want to put a question to our group?
I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
I'd like to, is everything going to get resolved in Exuma?
In what?
In Exuma?
What is
Bahamas? It's a place
I
that I'm involved in.
I think there's some sort of, what I'm getting immediately is a strange thing. I'm seeing that there is a weather issue, as in WEATHER. I mean, I'm getting something to do with building and to do with natural conditions, making it very delayed, if not impossible. It's like you need a new land survey or something very strange to do with land, weather, sliding mud, I don't know, something.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. Anybody else have a question?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I was, is this the meeting room or is it the main room?
Yes,
Oh, it is the
yes.
meeting. Okay. So, yeah, I just wanted to find out, am I going to get a full-time job soon?
I'm getting a bunch of numbers around this, which are 386. And
I know it's going to close, but
Okay, coming back.
We weren't done yet.
Back.
Yeah, wait a minute, Thomas, stay back.
And if you guys want to finish up later, you can. I can leave this on and you can meet up with one another later. So good job. Now, let's see here. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Helping a couple people. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so good. Let me just see here. Good. How did you guys do? Okay, good. You did pretty well. A lot of people got something out of that. That's really awesome. Okay, so let's recap what we covered today. First off, we spent a great amount of time talking about the our energetic vibration, and we talked about how important that is.
I just see your picture.
Connect in with our loved ones. We talked, and with our guides, our loved ones, we talked about how that's a really crucial part of the process, okay? We also talked about, as part of the energetic vibration, that we're really in charge of that, and we've really got to do the best that we can to really keep that up. That means being our own energy investigator, making sure that we are really taking care of ourselves, making sure that we are really dealing with ourselves in the right way. We're taking care of ourselves energetically, okay? Because the more we do that, the more of a connection we will have from spirit, okay? We also have talked about the type of questions that we can ask our spirit guides, okay? Now, this does not mean that, you know, we can't ask other questions, but just how spirit likes to communicate. We don't want to put demands on our spirit guides in a way of, when am I getting my house? When am I getting a baby? When am I getting this? When am I getting that? Want to keep it more in the spiritual trajectory. You have to understand that these are spiritual experts, these guys, you know, these guides. So basically, we want to ask them questions that they can help us with. You know, they're best at things that have a real spiritual core question. I want to say, yes, I understand, guys, about the video. There will be no more video the rest of today. I appreciate you making that aware to me. The other thing is as we are continuing on, so we talked about that. We talked about the types of questions to ask. We talked about some of the finding the way to name our guides, okay? The last thing that I want to talk about, so that you're aware of this, is I want to talk about types of spirit guides, because there's so many different types of guides that you may connect with. And within spirit guides, there's all different sort of types and major guides and big guides and things like that. So I wanted to kind of quickly go over spirit guides. So what we're talking about with spirit guides, in a broad sense of the term, a spirit guide is anybody who is able to guide us from the spiritual world, okay? So a guardian angel, a loved one, an archangel, your grandmother, your father, an ancestor, an ascended master, any of these people can be guides for us, okay? There are messenger guides who work with us primarily to bring sort of messages to us and guidance to us. There are gatekeeper guides that can help us access the spirit world. There are healer or helper guides that are focused primarily on healing and helping us. They have the ability to heal physical, emotional, and energetic ailments, and they can also provide us with emotional, spiritual help. There's teacher guides that can teach us to new topics and new ideas. As I said, our loved ones can activate as a guide. So rather than really thinking of it as sort of a one, a one guide that's there, I want you to really begin to conceptualize it as a big group of people that are there, a big group of spirits that are there, that are sort of regularly wanting to connect with us as much as possible. And they are wanting to help us as much as possible. And there are guides for specific topics and areas in our life. The other thing that we can do is we can ask for guides. So let's say that you're really wanting to become a musician and you've never taken a musical class before and you don't really know anything about music, but you're going to start taking piano lessons or something. You could actually go ahead and ask your, you could go ahead and ask for a music guide, and that guide may go ahead and help you and want to talk to you and want to help you. So guides can also be, they can shift. So you might have a guide at a certain point in your life, and that guide may leave, and then that guide may come back, and then that guide may leave again. Things like that. So you also tend to have guides. You may share guides with somebody else. So you may have a partner who is also, who may want to connect, so you may have a romantic partner and you guys may share a guide in excuse me, in common too. So, okay. We are going to go into the question part of the day. This is always a topic where there's always a lot more to cover than we can always get through, but I hope you guys got a lot out of it. I'd like to end the afternoon with some readings, if that's okay. Would you guys be okay with that? Okay, great. So the way we are going to do this is to raise your hand in the chat section if you'd like to get a reading. You could also just put your question into chat. And we're going to wrap up our afternoon, with some readings. So I will pick sort of who I'm guided to, and we'll do that. Okay, so let's see here. So, let me see. Okay, so I'd like to go to Karen. Karen Raudabaug. So Karen, you said you'd like a message from someone. So if you want to unmute yourself, or if you just want to do it in chat, it's really kind of up to you. I can unmute you. Karen?
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Okay, great. And who would you like to connect with, or who would you, do you have somebody in mind that you want to connect with?
Right now, I would do anyone who you think is coming through.
Okay, great. So anybody that sort of had that I perceive has a message for you?
Yes.
For some reason, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you again. Karen, are you there?
Yes.
There was some sort of background noise. Yeah, did you hear that?
I did, yes.
Okay, great. So we'll do it. I'm sorry, your question again was
Well, just if somebody's coming through,
great. Okay, that's fine.
What you feel.
Yeah, okay. So couple of things that are coming into my mind. And then we'll kind of, we'll see where this goes. Hold on. Do you have any grandchildren?
No.
Okay. And do you have younger people that are in your life? Like, do you have children?
I do have children, yes.
Okay. Can I ask you also too, I do feel like I'm picking up somebody on an in-law side of your family. So there's actually two people coming through.
Okay.
So are you married into a family?
Yes.
Okay, because there's somebody from that side that I'm getting to. I'm gonna just see here. Hold on one second. As I'm connecting, also I keep seeing this. Do you understand the name Bill?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you connect to that name in terms of a spirit person?
This is my father.
Okay. So I feel like he's coming through. So like you said, you're open to whoever comes through. So I think I'll just start with him since he's the person that I feel like I'm picking up on.
Okay.
I want to say, as I'm connecting with him, do you understand that I feel that he would have had a very good sense of humor and that he was a funny man. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand also, just as I'm connecting, that and I don't see exactly when this is, but I see something about either contemplating a move, or you're thinking about a move, or is there something where, again, I don't feel like it's right tomorrow, but is there something where you're in the next couple years, there's like conversations going on about moving? Does that make sense?
No, not really.
Moving to another state?
No.
Do you understand also either the name Fran or Frank or Francis?
Yes. Francis is my mother.
Okay. And do you also understand too, just as I'm here too, is she, hold on one second, let me just ask about this. I don't know if I'm getting her. And there's actually two people with the name William, so I don't know if you have another Bill or William past.
Yeah, my grandfather.
Okay. And did you know him a bit too?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to tell you actually, and can I also ask you too, is there some that I would see estrangement in the family? Like, is there something where you're with like a sibling?
No.
Not a sibling that you're not talking to or something?
No, we all talk.
Okay. Let me see here. Hold on one second. Is there one that lives really far from you?
Well, I have two sisters in Michigan and I live in Atlanta.
So okay, so maybe I'm just sensing more that, like I said, hold on one second. Okay. So I want to actually do an oracle card for you. So I'm going to do that. Hold on one second. And I want to ask about just whatever you need to know. So I'm using these cards. They're called the Enchanted Map, and they're by Colette Baron Reed. So I pulled a card for you, and this card, this is an interesting card. So this is the Ghostlands card, and what it comes in upright. Basically, it means to really stay in the present right now. We all have a sense of nostalgia going into the past, looking at the past, maybe a time when your dad was here or things like that, or yesterday. And then obviously, we always think about the future and where are we going and stuff. But basically, this card is really reminding you, stay present now, because really now is the only time that you can really control. So it might be, I don't know if you sometimes drift too much into the future or you get worried about things. I feel like maybe stuff with your children or wanting to make sure that they're on the right path. So this is basically just kind of reminding you really to kind of stay in the present moment. Okay, I'm going to shift out of that because I do want to try to do it. I'm sorry guys, I'm going to keep these to like 2 minutes or less, unfortunately. So I'm going to go next to, let's see here, I'm going to go to Bonnie. So Bonnie, I'm going to unmute you, and do you have a question for me? Hello.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
You can hear me. I'm just really struggling. You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm just really struggling. I hear spirit quite often, but I never feel or hear any connection to family or loved ones. I think I'm really struggling with that.
Okay. Now, you also had this question here about your house making you sick.
Yes.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Minnesota.
Okay. Let me see what I feel around you, because I was kind of drawn to that question, and then you asked a different question, but that's kind of fine. So you're carrying a lot of energy with you, and you're wondering about your house, but you're also wondering why you don't feel drawn to this people in the spirit a lot?
Yes, to specific loved ones. Or any loved ones. I don't feel anybody I know ever.
Okay. So couple of things that are coming up. First off, I want to tell you that it's very possible that you, can I ask you also, do you do any yoga?
No, I do not.
Okay. So one thing I feel is that there's some energy in your body that kind of is stuck a little bit. So that could definitely prevent you from feeling your loved ones as much. Kind of like as I was saying to you, it was as I was explaining to you, excuse me, but you know, when you're trying to connect with it, doesn't matter, you know, a guide, a spirit guide, whatever, but when you're trying to make that connection, it's not that they don't want to connect with you if you have kind of like an energy block in you, but it just may be that much harder for them. So what I tell you, so with you, I'm just feeling like there's a lot of energy that for whatever reason is kind of almost like stuck in you. A lot of times I see this if people have guilt or shame or, you know, unresolved stuff. So there might be kind of part of that. So I would say the first thing you know you want to do, you know, you might want to try to focus on having some physical stuff, like, you know, maybe going out for a walk, being in nature, things like that. That could really maybe help you.
Yes, I do that often. I tend to prefer to be outside as opposed to in my house.
Good. Now, the other thing I want to tell you too is, in answer to your question, I don't feel anything related to sickness in your house or that your house is making you sick. I don't feel anything with that. I'm not being told that there's anything with that. So I think, again, it might be more, you know, personal stuff you're going through, things like it could be more related to that. Also, I want to ask you too, how do you connect to the name Wayne?
That's my husband's stepfather who passed away.
Okay. And did you know him?
I did, yes. We had a very love-hate relationship.
Okay. So you had a love-hate relationship with him?
Yeah, we argued a lot.
Okay. So I just want to say he's stepping forward. I know that probably you have other people that you know wouldn't mind hearing from, but he's one of the people that's come forward. There's also a very strong, I feel like a grandmother type of figure that's kind of around you that wants to acknowledge you too. And what I'm basically hearing from Spirit to tell you is part of the reason why you're so stuck and you're in this sort of place where you have a, you know, you feel like you've got negativity around you and you feel this, you're actually an empath. So you absorb and feel a lot of people's energy. And it's something that you need to be kind of aware of. But you do have a lot of people's sort of, you know, energy that you kind of absorb. So one thing is there's actually empath, you know, things that you need to do. So you may want to read like Judith Orloff's book, The Empath Survival Guide, or things like that to help you work through some of that stuff. Okay, let me go. We're going to go on to another one. Sorry I'm keeping these so quick, but I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, let me see here. Let's go to, can I ask, and please be honest, never, I'm talking about at an event, I'm talking about a private reading, I'm talking about on a course. Has anybody never had even a small reading from me? Has anybody never gotten a message at all from me? Not even one little thing, ever. Okay. So let's go to, okay, let's do Renee. I want to do some people that, so Renee, I'm going to unmute you. What is your question? Or Renea, sorry. Renea? Renea? Renea, I've unmuted you. Okay, I cannot hear you, Renea. Can you ask your question, please? Renea. She said yes, and then she's not here now. Okay, that's, well, I don't know if she wrote in there, she didn't, and now she's, okay.
Thomas.
Okay. Yes, hi.
Hi, my name is, I'm not Renee, but I know Renee, and I think she's struggling to get off mute, but she recently lost her mother. I'm guessing she would probably ask if there are any messages from her mother. Okay,
Renee, can Renee type in chat? Renee, can you type in the chat room?
It looks like she did just say my mother just passed away.
Okay. Renee, would you be okay with that would that be good for you? Is that fine for you just for now? And we can see what else comes up too. Renee, are you a healer at all? Like, do you do healing work or anything like that? Okay. Have you tried to develop that more? Now, I feel like I'm talking about that more like as a doctor or physician, but have you ever tried to do that more in a, I don't want to say, like more in the spiritual route of things? Have you ever tried to, or have you done that at all yet? Do you understand your mother telling me, okay, she said very little, okay, because I do see that as a path for you. I want to ask you too, as I'm connecting, do you understand with mom, because I do feel you asked about your mom and I do feel her energy coming through. Do you understand that she is giving me the impression as I connect with her? Well, first off, also, I do hear the name Mildred. Do you know Mildred? Mildred. That's your mom. Okay. So mom's coming through. Do you know why she's showing me butterflies? Because she keeps showing me butterflies. And do you know why she's showing me? You said no. Okay. So she showed me butterflies. I want you to take that. Okay. So just that might not make sense to you right now. But I want you to take that. Do you know why she's giving me head pain? And she does reference head issues prior to her passing. Either she banged her head, she hurt her head, she had a head problem, Renee. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you understand also that she does reference your brother? She is talking about your brother, so I would assume that you did have a brother. You understand that she's telling me also as I connect with her that it looked good for a little bit and then it really went downhill very fast with your mom. But there was kind of a glimmer of hope at the beginning where you thought maybe things were going to be okay. Does that make sense? Do you understand her telling me that you did actually literally keep a vigil at her bedside? and that she may not have been able to really talk about that, but she did know about that. She tells me that she was aware that you would there, and very, very sort of in and out of things, she's telling me. In and out and in and out. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. I want to know what she was thinking, you said. So this is a big thing. This is probably why she's talking about this, because it's a big question that you have. She's basically telling me at that point that she knew she was going to the spirit world. She actually did know that she was going to be going to the spirit world. And she made peace with that. And she was trying to enjoy things and spend some time and stuff. But she actually knew she was going to the spirit world, okay? Do you know the name Lisa? Renee, do you know Lisa? That is your wife, okay. So, do you understand then the father energy that's in spirit? There must be a dead father for your wife. And I'm understanding that you did know the father, correct? And do you understand him wanting to apologize to Lisa? He wants to apologize to her. He said he was very hard on her. Do you understand that? He was a difficult man, very strict, sort of mean, but he's telling me that he didn't really know a different way. He is at peace, and he is also just acknowledging what I'm understanding, that you and Lisa have children. Is that correct? Because he does tell me that, is that correct, Renee? Because he does tell me that Lisa is a better parent than he was. And sometimes we spiritually have to go through things to come out the opposite end of them and learn from them, okay? That sometimes is how things go. Okay, guys, unfortunately, we are at the end of our time together. I want to send you many, 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 many blessings. I have a question for you, and I want to ask you guys this, just curious. If I did an event where I had an online group for 2 or 3 hours, and I did readings, and it was all just readings, and it was sort of, you might get picked, you might not get picked, and I charged like 20 or 30 bucks or 25 bucks or something, would people sign up and do it? Would you find it interesting? Would you want to do that? And we could make it like 3 or 4 hours. Okay, cool. Maybe we would make it like 4 hours or something, okay? Of course, we couldn't guarantee everybody would have a reading, but maybe we would cap it at a certain number of people. Okay? And that's a great point that somebody just said. Very often there are messages for other people in your messages, so listen to those synchronicities, okay? All right, I'm going to head out. I want to send you many blessings. Take care and God bless, and I will see you later. Bye. I'm going to leave this open for a few minutes if anyone wants to practice. I'll leave it open for a half an hour.